Christ. I should probably tweet this. Christ. I should probably tweet. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Which open on my phone. Doesn't need a dashboard. That's right. Doesn't need a new chat. Probably advertise this on Twitter. Whoa, why? Jesus Christ, my fucking typing. Stream. What? I can play most things I see on the channel as well as the wildlife and video my dilapidated, which is flying power around me. Jesus Christ. Let's put on some. Let's put on my. What is it? There it is. I have 3 viewers. Hello, 3 viewers. Hello. What? Fuck it. My buddy doesn't mind me advertising in the server. Oh, he left.
Cold drink in your hand, summer jam while you're outdoors. Go ahead and add me to the list. You can count on the player when you want to feel the air more. Rolling down the windows, cruising through your local land farm. It's unbelievable how clear the day appears for a moment to enjoy. It's in your ear that you can steer towards. I gather footage, put it in you like a camcorder. Save it as a memory to keep you on the dance floor. I'll understand it if I caught you with your pants off. Down around your ankles, how we'll make it such an anthem. But every summer that we have, there always has one. I'm here to let you know where you can get the sound from. I got the weather telling me to take the chance to embrace. We go together as though we were holding hands. Relax and slide into the groove and come and wear this. The temperature combines. Look how beautiful it is. The minimum of clothes you wear to be prepared when the sun is hot enough to turn the water into sand.
3 viewers. We're getting ready. Let's see. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at this guy's videos at all. But I've seen. Oh, fuck? Okay. I've seen like his videos in the past. I used to think his videos were good or something. Fuck are my notifications? Maybe I should sign out so my fucking. So I don't get recommended this shit. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Let me just. How do I sign out? There we go. Fuck that shit. Alright. We'll start this up in a couple minutes. Jesus Christ, I'm cold. What are these fucking video titles? Doom and feminism don't mix? What? How does doom and feminism not mix? Oh, hi Patch Tower, you followed me. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Okay, yeah, just like type in chat when you want me to start. Oh, I am signed out. Sweet. Sweet. I didn't want to be signed in for this shit. We'll start in a minute. I think we're gonna start with his latest video, Doom and Feminism Don't Mix, which is probably gonna be really fucking stupid. Wait, Miss Monopoly is a stupid feminist board game? What? Oh my god, these fucking titles. Progressively awful snowmen. Yeah, you know what? You know what? We'll watch this one. We'll watch this one first. It's 46 seconds long. What the fuck is this shit? What? This is 46 seconds long. Oh, it's because it's making just junk noises. Oh, okay, okay, so it's not actually anything of substance. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ, you fucking virgin. Oh my god, this is hilarious. So, he's got like 630k views. But his video retention rate is fucking awful. Like, his engagement rate is fucking terrible. 3-month-old video, 59,000 views. 1-month-old video, 190,000 views. Not even close to half of his fucking audience. 157,000. That one did pretty decently. 38,000. um. Wow. Okay. What? 151,000. Jesus Christ. He's fucking. These are terrible. Terrible views. So, here's another thing. Here's one of the things that has kind of kept Dr. Sham, like, pretty forward in my mind. Like, relevant in my mind. Is the fact that he shows up in fucking, like, comments all the time. He shows up in, like, YouTube comment sections for, like, big trailers. Just complaining about shit. Not actually giving any criticism, just, like, genuine criticism of anything. Just complaining that it's not what he likes. Anyways, let's start with his latest video. Let's see what it's like. Okay. I got my
This is
ginger
an
ale.
excerpt from my review of Doom Annihilation. You can see the rest of the video on my other channel, Possum Reviews. The link is in the description.
Oh, okay.
The Shores of Feminism. The first thing everyone noticed when they saw the trailer for Doom Annihilation is that it has a female protagonist. If
What?
this movie was made 10 years earlier, nobody would have had a problem with that. But in 2019, after an all-female Ghostbusters whose defenders cried sexist to anyone who criticized it, woke Star Wars, which thinks diversity is a substitute for story and character, and a Batwoman show in which a female character riding the coattails of a vastly more popular male character on
Wait! Does he know nothing? Wait, he knows absolutely nothing about the history of Batwoman. Okay, I'm gonna educate you fucking fools for a second. So Batwoman has a very interesting history within the DC universe. Originally, Batwoman and Batgirl were created. This is a different Batgirl, by the way. This Batgirl ended up becoming the character known as Flamebird, I believe. Anyways, Batwoman and Batgirl were originally created in the 1940s, 50s, I forget. Because of the comic in which it was implied that Batman and Robin were in a gay relationship. So, people complained to DC Comics or whatever about this implication, saying, "Oh, it's not right." So what the writers did, they said, "Hey, you know, we'll just introduce a female counterpart for both characters." So therefore, and that is how Batwoman and Batgirl were created. Anyways, decades go by, stuff happens. And then, not too long ago, I'd say in the last 20, 30 years maybe, I don't remember when this happened, but Batwoman was then, was brought back, actually, no, she was brought back a while ago. At least 20 years ago, now that I think about it. Maybe within the last 20 years, definitely. She was brought back as a badass crime fighting lesbian. That's that. She's a very progressive character. One, she's a woman. Two, she's a lesbian. But her roots is that she was literally just a prop. This is fucking hilarious. I love this, and you know what? Batwoman's comic series, it sold pretty well from what I understood. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look. Batwoman comic sales. Um, uh, DC Batwoman. Let's see. I want to look. See. Okay, so Kathy Kane. I want to 2006. So okay, not too long ago actually, about 13 years ago. Jesus Christ, she's 5'11"? Holy shit. Anyways, 152. But no, she's been in the comics for the last 13 years. She's built up a following. She's a pretty popular character. Her father is a cop, which is pretty interesting. So actually, she's kind of like the original Batgirl in that sense. Not like, not Flamebird, but, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl thing. Anyways. Oh yeah, and Flamebird. That's the other character. Uh, Betty Kane. There's the other character that was made. These were made because of very homophobic times in America. These two characters were made, and the fact that 60, 70 years later, we're actually getting a female, a non-powered female superhero-run TV show. It's pretty fucking cool, actually. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, done with my dumb nerd rants. Let's continue with this fucking video.
Erotically says things like this.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
The filmmakers had to expect.
Wait, what was that?
The filmmakers had to expect. Says things like this.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
The filmmakers had to expect replacing the male lead of Doom with a woman would be taken as some kind of political statement.
Wait. Does he not see that as an issue? He doesn't see that as an actual issue, does he? No, isn't like, I'm pretty sure it's like, there is a, historically, there is a big, like, fucking, track record of men taking, what's the word for it? Taking credit for, work that female, women of history have done.
I don't know for certain if it was intended as a political statement, but if it was,
That's
the Doom
freaking
fandom
damn.
is probably the last fandom in the world which would have even the slightest bit of patience for forced social justice pandering.
Wait, that's an admittance that, what? No. Does he not understand Doom? He doesn't even, does he even understand, like, Doom 2016? I don't think he does.
The Doom games are a celebration of manly aggression.
It's
toxic
not.
Masculinity incarnate, and I'm saying that like it's a good thing. The
It's-
Doomslayer
it's
doesn't
really
care
not.
about identity politics, feminism, or Orange Man bad. He isn't sensitive and caring,
Jesus
and he doesn't
Christ.
respect safe spaces. He's a man who gets things done as simply and directly as possible. He just wants to kill every demon he sees, and he is willing to kill anything that gets in the way of his killing, and he certainly doesn't care if that offends anyone. This is the
Wait, he doesn't even understand the fucking backstory of the Doomslayer. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
character you play
Okay.
as in these games, which are designed to positively reinforce aggression by rewarding violence with more health and ammo, so you can commit even more violence. If you're looking to shove social justice in the face of the Doom fandom, you're barking up the wrong tree, because any addition to the Doom franchise which tries to do so will be met with predictable and vociferous rejection by the fans as an abdication of what made the franchise so appealing to begin with. It is idiotic to do this with a Doom movie if you try to appeal.
Everybody, I'm just gonna mention this. I have 3 knives sitting in front of me, so if I ever need to do anything drastic, I have the ability to. But Jesus Christ, this fucking video is so goddamn terrible. Let's just go back. Let's go back a second. I just need to process this.
so you can commit even more violence. If you're looking to shove social justice in the face of the Doom fandom, you're barking up the wrong tree, because any addition to the Doom franchise which tries to do so will be met with predictable and vociferous rejection by the fans as an abdication of what made the franchise so appealing to begin with.
Ugh, does he even understand what made the franchise appealing? It had nothing to do with toxic masculinity. The original Doom 1 had no, the original Doom game actually had nothing to do with toxic masculinity, from what I understand. Oh god. No, I haven't watched that video yet. You know what? I'll check it out after this one. Doom 1 is simply... Okay, so... This guy really doesn't understand the correlation between time period, level of technology, and ability to put forward a message. In the original Doom game, you couldn't really do anything complex with a message, or you couldn't do anything that as complex as you could nowadays, due to the level of technology and how it limited us. So you had to be very direct, and you know what? They didn't do any in the first Doom game. First 2 Doom games, didn't really do anything interesting with hidden messages. It was very straight up. It was just straight up demon killing, and that's fun for a little while, but eventually just makes the game boring, I would say. Um, Mainly because the gameplay isn't all too complex nowadays, and there's better stuff like Doom 2016, which actually had some pretty interesting political commentary. Like for instance, Doom 2016 makes fun out of fucking corporations. It's great. I love it. Um, Doom 2006, I don't know, or Doom 3, I think it was 2006, right? I don't remember that game came out. I haven't played that one. I don't know much about it. Um, what I do know is it's basically like, boo. Oh, okay. Um, God damn it. Okay, playing Smash instead of watching me. Got it. Okay. Fake fan. Got it. Anyways, so yeah. I haven't played Doom 3. Just seems more like a jump scare factory, which I'm not too much a fan of. Anyways, Doom 2016 had quite a bit of politics in it. This guy is too fucking dense to even understand what those politics were, but they were there. I'm fucking dense, and I got them as well. And I got them. That's this guy's even more dense than me. Anyways, no, um this this is fucking terrible.
It is idiotic to do this with a Doom movie if you try to appeal to the franchise's core audience.
Wait, why is it idiotic to do with a Doom movie? If you're doing it with a Doom movie, it is meant. Wait, no. I don't know why it's trying to learn is basic. No, a Doom. This is thing, a Doom movie. It's not meant to appeal to the. If you're making a movie out of a video game, it's not meant to appeal to the core audience. They're fundamentally not designed to appeal to the core audience. Sometimes they are made for the core audience of the franchise, but most of the time they aren't. What a video game based movie is meant to do is meant to get in more is to get in more gamers, more sales of the games. What the fuck? That's why they'll do things that aren't like the games, because hey, the whole goal is to bring in an audience that is not of the games. Well, actually, I don't know if it's meant to bring in more gamers. That's just conjecture on my part. What I do know is a video game movie is meant to appeal to a wider audience than just the gaming market. And that's why video game movies are usually quite different from the games. Um for instance, let's take a look at I don't know, what's one I've seen? The Prince of Persia movie. Ooh, okay. The Prince of Persia movie. That is, I'm a big Prince of Persia fan. Prince of Persia. I played the first. I played Sands of Time. I own Two Thrones and Warrior Within. I don't want to play them though. I don't want to play those games though. The 2008 remake was fun, but the Prince of Persia movie is basically just a retelling of the Sands of Time, with a little bit of different things, and it brought in how much. Let's see. Let's take a look. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time movie. Let's take a look. It had a decent budget and it brought in a decent amount of box office. Brought in a decent box office record or decent amount of money. It did decently well. It wasn't amazing or anything, but it. Uh, when you make a video game movie, there's two things that are gonna happen. One, you can do two things with it. One, you can uh cash in on the fan base, the built-in fan base, because you make a movie about about a game that already has a built-in fan base. You're already guaranteed a certain amount of sales, and then you're gonna bring in more sales because there are people who are interested in it, or people who bring their family members because they want to show because they want them to experience something akin to something like what they've experienced within the game. Anyways, no, a Doom movie is a fundamentally different audience than the Doom video game. While there are going to be guaranteed sales of the movie to the core demographic of the games, or not the core demographic, to the fan base of the games, there is going to be more reach. And something like putting in a woman as the main character is just something that a production company would do, or the director would do, in order to make it more appeal to a more wider audience. Jesus Christ. I fucking hate gamers. Alright, let's continue.
And that's why id Software was smart enough to come out and distance themselves from it. Unlike some people in the games industry, they have more brain cells than genders. And understand, the problem is not that they put a woman in the starring role, it's that they did so in a Doom movie. If this was Tomb Raider, Blood Rain, Resident Evil, or any other movie based on a game with a female protagonist, nobody would have a problem, and nobody.
How the fuck are you gonna tell a story with the Doom protagonist? No, I'm actually serious. How the fuck are you gonna tell a story with a Doom protagonist? You can't. You fundamentally can't. Wanna know how I know that? Wanna know how I know that? Because they've done it. They've tried. And do you know what that do you know what that story was? It was the Doom comic, which is amazing. It's amazing. But it's not a very good story. You can't really tell a story with a silent protagonist or at least have them as an active member of the story. A silent protagonist is mainly a is more of a reactive protagonist. They go around reacting to the things about them and figuring out what to do. I guess Gordon Freeman? Is Gordon Freeman a reactive protagonist? I don't know. I don't think he is. I sure as hell know the Doom guy is a reactive protagonist. He's he's not setting out to do anything, he's reacting to the situation around him. Anyways, the Doom games are very much a reactive story. And there's many reasons why id Software would want to say that they're not part of the production of it. Mainly it's not good to lie. Like, if they're not part of the production, just say it. Just say it. It's oh yeah, we're not actually making the movie. We're not actually having anything to do with the movie. Um, Yeah, no. There's many reasons why you would want to put any character besides the Doomslayer in the protagonist seat of a Doom movie. Because Doomslayer or Doom Guy, they're terrible fucking protagonists. They don't talk. Doomslayer is too fucking angry because he got betrayed by fucking demons to even talk. By the way, that's the backstory of Doomslayer. He was fucking betrayed by demons. He was betrayed by demons and his family was slaughtered. It's a really standard fucking backstory. At least that's what I think it is. That's what I remember. But yeah. Yeah, and then Doom Guy. Doom Guy and Doomslayer, they don't. I don't know about Doom Guy because it's been a while since I played the original Doom games. By the way, Doom Guy and Doomslayer, they're two different people. Doom Guy is of uh, Dooms 1 and 2, and then Doomslayer is Doom 2016. Yeah, the movie's probably gonna flop. They don't want to be associated with the movie. That's gonna flop. Um, anyways, no. Also, yeah, no. People didn't complain about the protagonists of these movies, but these movies came out at a radically different fucking time. Um, Nobody really complained about the Tomb Raider movie because it was the early 2000s and nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a shit about video game movies. Nobody still even gives a shit about video game movies. At least not the general populace. The only people that care are the gamers. Yeah, Patch Star, they are different. I know this because I watched like YouTube videos on Doom lore. Blood Rain. People complained the shit about Blood Rain. And I think the protagonist in the Blood Rain movies isn't even like close to or similar to the protagonist of the Blood Rain games. Like she's got the same name or whatever, but she like acts completely differently. And no, people complained the fuck out about the Resident Evil movies. Why? Because Alice, the protagonist of the Resident Evil movies, has nothing to do with the games. They complain about it. This guy is straight up fucking lying. He straight up doesn't even know his shit. Jesus Christ.
But he has had a problem. It's the fact that they took what is quite possibly the most hyper-masculine character next to Duke Nukem.
Is Doomslayer hyper-masculine? Like, I'm not even sure. Is Doomslayer even hyper-masculine? Why is slaying demons a gendered thing? The fuck?
And replaced him with a woman in a move that could only be interpreted as some kind of vain attempt at looking inclusive to appease a pink-haired audience who was never going to watch it anyway. And what does it say about you as a writer or producer or whoever made this decision that your strategy for creating a strong female character is to take an existing male character and gender swap him? What is the implication here?
Yeah, Doomslayer's angry. That's about it. Oh wait, I gotta sign in. Gender swap. What? Wait, what the fuck? Why is he assuming that this is what the writer or whatever thinks this is how you make a strong female character is to gender swap? What the fuck? He's just straight up projecting his ideas now. He has no basis to make these claims. Yeah, does he think women don't play video games? It's a genuine question. I don't think he does. He also thinks that this writer believes that in order to make a strong female character, you just gender swap them with a guy, when you have no idea if that's what the creator or the writer thinks.
Here, that you can't create a compelling female character from scratch, so instead...
What? What? Oh my god! Does he? Holy shit! I'm glad I went over the history of Batwoman now, because Batwoman was is already a previously existing character. She's existed since the 19 fucking 40s. Holy shit. I'm fucking shitting myself right now. This is hilarious. Batwoman as a character has existed since the 19 fucking 40s. She just had a redesign in her the way her character behaves in about 2006. Yeah, female Thor is canon. The whole idea of legacy heroes has been fucking canon for decades. Decades! Why? Jeez.
Said you need to tap into the popularity of a pre-established male one. Am I the only one who sees the sexism in that? If they really wanted to make a movie based on a video game about a woman in space armor who shoots monsters, they should have adapted Metro.
Maybe they don't have the film rights to Metroid. Maybe they don't have the film rights to Metroid. Did you think that? They probably just don't have the film rights to Metroid. What do you... Oh my god. Actually, you know what? You know what? Adapt Metroid into a movie. You wanna know why? It could actually make for an interesting character. You could explore Samus's femininity and how she feels of herself, how she looks at herself as a woman. Make it super fucking SJW. I want this. Just to piss off the because you know what? The Chuds are gonna fucking complain about it.
Actually, I'm willing to bet that everyone who was turned off by Doom Annihilation would have loved a Metroid movie. But I guess Nintendo was smart enough not to sell their movie rights to Universal.
So, this is from a review from this video, which I'm not gonna watch because it's a terrible fucking video. And Dr. Shaym seems, so far from what I've gathered, seems to embody what I hate most on the internet. The internet critic. By that I mean, I don't mean like a reviewer, I mean the internet critic. Is a very stereotypical. This is the type of guy who you imagine having a neckbeard and wearing a trench coat and a fedora. This is the type of guy that you imagine. I don't know how he thinks the world works. It clearly doesn't. What I know, do you know about how he thinks the world works? Is it clearly doesn't. He thinks it works in a way that is completely completely fucking different from the way it actually works.
So instead, we got this garbage that Universal slapped together so they can hold onto the rights for another decade and write it off on their taxes while desperately.
You know what? That might be the situation. That could be the situation. It's probably a much more. It's actually probably a much more coherent theory than what you're thinking of. And you wanna why they you know if they just slapped together a movie to hold on to the rights, you know why they probably threw a female protagonist in there? In order to appeal to a wider audience. Or to appeal to a wider audience. And you know what? It might have and hey, you know what? It might have made it a little bit of more that probably made a little bit more money than it probably was going to anyways. From what I've seen, the footage is very indicative of a low budget, like Uwe Boll movie. Like, it doesn't look high budget at all. And they probably, and throwing in a female protagonist is probably a good idea in order to just, you know, get a little bit more budget, or not get a little more budget, bring back a little bit more money than they were expecting to. They probably didn't expect this to make any money whatsoever. That's why it looks, you know what? Let's take a look at the budget. Let's take a look at the budget. Budget. Is there anywhere where I can find the budget? No. Okay, so budget isn't even listed. I'm guessing this is like a TV movie? Oh, this is a straight to DVD movie, I'm guessing. I'm not seeing anything. Also, giving you an idea of like how I'm. So marketing doesn't seem like they put a lot of money into marketing. Because I had no fucking idea this even existed. This video is the first I'm hearing of this movie's existence. He doesn't or anything. Yeah, he is Gamergate personified. He's terrible. Wait. Oh. Actual fucking critics are calling it just good trashy fun. You know, I might watch this movie. If it's like some like this is like 96 minutes of trash, I'll watch that shit. This 2019 Uber Bowl. That's basically what it seems like. That's what it appears to be. You know, it's just good. It's just trash. It's just some trash that they put throughout. Alright, let's continue the
They
video.
aren't sexist. So now we have this big dumb movie nobody wanted. How many man hours were spent making this?
Probably
All
not a
these
lot.
People could have been picking up garbage or something. Alright, now, to be fair, aside from the decision to change the main character into a woman, there isn't really any overt feminist pandering in the movie itself, which makes it far more tolerable than it otherwise might have been. But
wait, why the fuck are you complaining about what? So no, he just straight up doesn't like women in his movies. It has no political message, no feminist pandering or whatever that he's talking about. He just doesn't like women in his movies. He just doesn't like women in his action movies. That's it. Okay. Okay, got it. You're fucking sexist.
when you think about it, that almost makes it worse. The fact that the main character was changed into a woman doesn't serve any narrative purpose.
Does it serve any narrative purpose if she's a man? She could be a fucking. It could be a fucking stick figure. And it wouldn't matter. It doesn't serve any narrative purpose, anyways. What are you complaining about, you dumb fuck? You dumb fucking cretin.
You could easily recast her as a man, and it wouldn't make any difference to the movie at all.
Okay, why is it need? Why does she... Jesus Christ! That's the most predictable fucking shit I've ever goddamn fucking seen! God damn it! This is the shit my best friend fucking thinks. Like, a character needs to have, like, a reason to be fucking... Actually, no, he doesn't think that. But this is shit I used to believe, back when I was a fucking Gamergator. That you needed a fucking reason for a female character to be female in a movie. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, a line of thinking. It's just... Jesus Christ.
So it really just comes across like they were late in the pre-production phase, once some out-of-touch studio executive zipped up his fly.
What? Late in pre-production phase. Dude. Pre-production is... This movie's been in pre-production since 2015. What? This movie has been in the works since has been an idea since 2015. What? Holy shit. They commissioned the script in like 2016. Dude.
Lie long enough to say, hey, put a broad in it so the women's will watch it. That feminism is popular right now. It's just so shallow. Hey!
Wait. Fuck, of course it's shallow. It's not meant to be... What do you... Oh my god! Jesus Christ, this guy's not even a fan of fucking Doom. Because Doom is... I'm not even sure this guy's even a fan of Doom, because Doom is one of the most shallowest... It's a very shallow fucking experience. I'm gonna be honest. Gameplay is fucking great. But when it comes to like complexities and stuff, it's pretty shallow in terms of like ideas and stuff. You go around, you kill demons, you have fun. Shallow fucking experience. Nothing bad about that. I love a good shallow experience. I love some good trash. One of my favorite fucking movies of like the last few years is The Babysitter on Netflix. That movie is fucking trash, and I love it. By the way, that it's ironic trash. You should go watch it. It's a good fucking Halloween movie. But yeah, no. Is this guy? Why does he want something? Why does he want more complexity from a Doom movie? Why? There doesn't need to be any more complexity. Anyways, let's go watch this Answers for Feminism video. Answers for... Jeez. You know what? That was a 4-minute video I managed to make into like 30 minutes of content. This is going to be 36... This is like 31 minutes, 32 minutes. Sure, we get an hour or two of content out of this. Am I too... I have to sign in. Oh, great. Jesus Christ. Yep, I'm trying to sign in. Ah, amazing. I'll do that. I don't know. Where's the fucking speed option? I'll put 1.25. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. This video contains feminism. Amazing. I love this. Please give me more. Please give me more, daddy. Or mommy. I don't fucking know. I just want to kill myself. I gotta do it on stream though. That would get me banned. Okay.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
How does it feel to be the same sex as Sarah Palin? How does it feel to be the same sex as Michelle Bachmann? How does it feel to be the same sex as anybody you disagree with? Why does it even matter whether or not I'm the same gender as somebody else? I mean, I'm also the same gender as Abraham Lincoln Einstein and the guy who introduced chocolate to the Western world. So what are you even getting at with this question? Are you trying to say Donald Trump is bad and Donald Trump is a man, therefore men are bad?
Why do you hate rom-coms?
What? No, she's asking a fucking question.
Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
Men hate romantic comedies for the same reason you hate video games with over-sexualized female characters.
Why are you making the assumption that she hates... Why are you making that assumption? And the only fucking feminists that hate over-sexualized female characters in video games I know of are like swerfs or feminists who like actually have like a good reason to dislike the portrayal of that female character. And no, feminists, there are over-sexualized female characters in video games that feminists fucking love. You know what feminists love? They fucking love Bayonetta. Do you know why? Yeah, she's an over-sexualized female character, of course. But you know what? You know what? Bayonetta, as a character, takes fucking control of her own sexuality. And they fucking love that. They fucking love that. Because it's a strong female character in charge of her own sexuality, in charge of her own self. And you know what? That's great. Bayonetta, feminist icon.
The men in these movies are always willing to sacrifice their careers, their dreams, and even their lives to win the lead female's affection. Now, I don't have any empirical data to back this up, but it seems to me that romantic comedies and romance movies in general cause women to have unrealistic expectations of men and what love should be like, and these become...
If you don't have any figures to back it up, don't even... Okay. Quick little lesson in, fucking... When it comes to data, folks, if you don't have any data, or if you don't have any good data, don't fucking put forward a theory. Because Because, you know what? Bad data is worse than no data. Do you know why? Because if you put something out there with bad data, then guess what? You might cause some fucking harm. You might cause people to be killed. So it's better to have no data. This guy has no data. This is which is even worse. Which is even worse. So he's just putting together his own crackpot fucking theory. Don't fucking do that. Yeah, yeah, no, feminists are body positive. I know plenty of feminist women who are like super body positive, super sex positive. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Even though I do not label myself a feminist because I don't think it's my fucking right to be called one. Because of feminists, I've become an extremely sex positive person. I'm extremely sex positive to the point where, you know what? I might cause you. You know what? I'm not even gonna go into that because you guys might find it weird.
The expectations that men have to live up to, and it's unfair. Feminists like to
And no, it's not rom-coms that cause that. Well, rom-coms might have a play in that, but no, it's just generally society as a whole. Media reflects society, and society reflects media. It's two-part thing. What the fuck? This says 15 million views? Guys, just 1 sec. If you hear this sound, it means I've opened up my knife. Okay. Just letting you guys know. But no. You know, this guy doesn't even need it, so I can just say, no, they don't do that. It is my over-prevailing theory that rom-coms don't do that, and instead, they encourage men to think in a way that thinks of women as prizes to be won. By if they give up enough stuff, if they do enough stuff to win the woman, then they can have the woman, and it makes men think of women as prizes and objectifies them. There you go. He doesn't have any data. I don't have any data. It doesn't fucking matter.
bitch about poor representation of women in media intended for men because they promote body image issues and shit like that. And I agree to at least an extent. But it's not any better for men when we're expected to be Prince Charming, ready and willing to sacrifice ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, and
But Supreme Waifu. Video games do cause shootings. It causes every single fucking teenage boy to blow their goddamn load into the tissues because that's what they're shooting. Um, this guy just doesn't even fucking understand like reality. He is fucking delusional. Kind of like how I used to be. So that's why I used to think his points were good.
we're called selfish for daring to have our own desires, or even misogynistic for daring to draw attention to our own problems.
What? Maybe in your like carefully curated world of propaganda, maybe. But there's 30 years of rage in his voice. It's fantastic. Um, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, society as a whole does tend to usually tend to put men's issues on the back burner. But you know what? Do you know what society is primarily run by? Men. It's really men putting men's issues on the back burner. I know plenty of women who care about men's issues. They care a fuck ton about men's issues. But you know what? It's not their fault. Yeah, he is. He is giving off incel 4chan vibes. And yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, men's problems are generally primarily ignored by society. But you know what? Society is primarily run by men. Is primarily uh, built up by men. Men usually have more power in society. So you know what? It's not women ignoring men's issues or saying that we should ignore men's issues. It's men ignoring ignoring men's issues. This isn't a problem of feminism. It's a problem of toxic masculinity, you fucking dickweed.
These movies appeal to the female fantasy of having a knight in shining armor swear their entire existence to pleasing them, and thus reinforce.
What? 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 No, it's not. Jesus Christ, he doesn't want to fucking understand rom-coms. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I like rom-coms. So you know what? This question is bullshit. Or the previous question is bullshit. I like rom-coms. You wanna know why? They're fun. They're just usually a good-natured movie. And you know what? There's some good rom-coms out there. I prefer good ones to bad ones. And for some reason, there are certain rom-coms that I just fucking remember no matter what, because Anthony Anderson was in them. You know what? I'm not even kidding. I'm going off into a tangent. But for some fucking reason, every Anthony Anderson movie that I know he's in is burned into my brain. I don't know why. There are movies that I will remember that I have no idea why I chose to remember. And the only reason I remember them is because Anthony Anderson was in them. Like, you know, take a look at this movie. With this fucking movie. The Backup Plan. This movie is fucking terrible. It's actually terrible. This movie is horrible. I hate it. But I remember it. Not because of the movie. Actually, I remember the movie. I remember the plot. But the reason I remembered it was because look at the full cast. Yo, there he was. There he was. Look who's in it. Anthony Anderson. And I remember my first time seeing this movie. The first big thing I noticed was Anthony Anderson was in it. And now I remember the movie. For some reason, my brain is just tailored to memorizing Anthony Anderson. I don't know why. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre to me. Anyways, back to this dog shit fucking video.
These notions within their target audience of women like you that you somehow deserve and should expect to have your boyfriends and husbands give up everything that makes them who they are and basically dehumanize themselves for your pleasure and
What? Anthony Gate now? Maybe. Maybe. I'm the only one affected by it. Holy shit. This fucking video. I hate this video. I really hate it.
devote 100% of their time and energy to you. The fact that some of you watching this are scoffing at what I just said only proves my point. You have fooled yourselves into thinking that I'm somehow the one who's being selfish when I object to the notion that men should be expected to cave into all of your demands for the sake of your perverted.
So, my dude, this isn't a problem of feminism. This is a problem of masculinity and toxic masculinity. I've already said this, so you know what? I'm not even going to say it again. I'm just going to say this is a problem of toxic masculinity, because it is.
Idealistic conception of love. And I have no doubts that some of you will accuse me of being bitter at some ex-girlfriend for saying.
I hate this. I fucking hate this. I hate this video with all of my hate. Actually, you know what? There's a little bit of hate left over. I can save that hate for later. Fucking hate it.
That, but I'm not, and I will preemptively characterize such an argument as an outcropping of the very mentality that I'm talking about. You expect all of your demands to be catered to, and any man who is unwilling or unable to cater to them must have something wrong with them. Us men are human beings with our own interests and goals, and it's self.
Yes, they are. And you know what? It's men continuously fucking over other men that causes this to happen. So you know what? I'm with you, buddy. Fucking men's rights. Men's rights. You know what? Men's rights. Heil Hitler. Wait, I'm not allowed to say that, am I? Fuck.
For you. But these movies condition you to expect exactly that. And that is why we hate romantic comedies. We don't see anything romantic about them. What we see is the reinforcement of
Yeah,
unfair and
he's
unreasonable
giving his fuck.
expectations
Yeah,
about
I
what we should
know.
be doing with our own lives.
What the fuck?
Also,
How?
fuck Beyonce.
This is like a minute. The original question was 6 seconds fucking long. And he's been going on like this. He's been ragging on it for like a minute and a half.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
One, I don't know. Maybe you should be asking the people who write the romantic comedies you like so much, because those are the movies which have women sitting around talking about.
Fear Boris. That is correct. I am. That's right. Hal Pig Puncher. Funny question, but rom-coms and yeah. As I said, it's ridiculous. This is absolutely patently ridiculous. Delete the VOD. I don't know, maybe. I'll leave it up. I think you're allowed to say that on Twitch. Are you allowed to say that on Twitch? I fucking don't know. I might delete the VOD, I don't know.
Men. Or better yet, instead of complaining about how writers depict women in their movies, maybe you should try being the change you want to see and write your own damn.
Don't complain, just do it. Just be the change you want to see. Dude, I don't know how to break this to you, but not every single woman is a Hollywood writer. What the fuck? This guy was complaining about like unhealthy like expectations of men, and now he's saying like, oh yeah, just go be a writer. Yo, just go be a writer. just go be the change you want to see. Just go write Hollywood movies. Instead of complaining about the depictions of women in the movies, just go write them. Just go write the movies. Yeah, like that's actually a fucking like legitimate suggestion. That is exactly what his criticism is. It's fucking hilarious. Jesus Christ. Will any of you help me escape from this society? Sorry, I'm thinking of that fuck. Have you guys seen that picture where it's it's like the first level of Sonic Adventure 2 where he's like where this music is like escape from the city, but it's just like escape from society. I love it, and it's the Joker running instead of Sonic. It's a great picture. Wait, you know, let me see if I can find it. See, can I find it? Oh. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Follow me, set me free, trust me, and we will escape from society. I love this picture. This picture is fucking great. Oh, Jesus Christ. I love the fact that the Joker movies exist because now we have all these, like, society memes that they're hilarious. I think my favorite, like, Joker society meme, has to do with the, like, the guy dressed as Joker, like, doing a skateboarding trick. And just like, Joker causes riots. Anyways, let's get back to the fucking video.
A movie. Then you can make the female characters sit around and talk about whatever you want, like how men are oppressing them or how men are objectifying.
Wait, what? What? Why are you talking about... What? No. Oh, I hate this. They were just talking about fucking... They were just talking about, like, in groups of, like, primarily male friends. Just the things that, get talked about. They're not talking about fucking writing, you dumb shit.
Find them, or how men are such pigs, or how men spread their legs too far apart on the subway, or how men
Even fucking... Who, like, realistically complains about manspreading? I'm genuinely fucking curious. Who actually complains about that shit? People complain about people taking too much goddamn space in the subway. But, like, manspreading? Not really. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm manspread. Do you wanna know why I'm manspread? Because I'm 6'4", 256 pounds, 5% body fat. I'll smack the fuck out of you, boy. Let's get back to the video.
hate romantic comedies. There's nothing stopping you. 2. You're referring to the Bechdel test, which is bullshit. All of the Twilight
Wait,
movies
what?
pass the
Why is the Bechdel test? And yeah, no, the Twilight movies don't pass the Bechdel test. The Twilight movies are fucking terrible about the Bechdel test.
Bechdel test, but I think you'd hesitate to call any of those movies pro-feminist.
What?
2. You're referring to the Bechdel test, which is bullshit. All of the Twilight movies pass the Bechdel test, but I think you'd hesitate to call any of those movies.
Wait, no. None of the Twilight movies pass the Bechdel test. Like literally none of the I'm pretty sure like none of them pass the Bechdel test if I'm correct. And the Twilight movies are fucking harmless. You know what? There's another fucking tangent. It really fucking annoys me like the amount of hate the Twilight movies got. And you know what? I'm gonna admit this. I was part of this hate train. But you know what? I was a dumb teenager. I hated teenage girls because I was supposed to hate teenage girls. Hey, 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 hey. I never said I was a feminist. um, I never said I was a feminist, so you can't take my feminist card. Left wing destroyed. Left wing destroyed. Um. Anyways, it annoys me. The amount of hate that the Twilight movies got, and I was part of this hate. Um, yeah, they're not like super amazing works of literature or writing. They don't need to be. It was, she was just writing. Oh, fuck, what's her name? What's the writer of Twilight's name? Twilight. Who's the writer? Stephanie Meyer. Stephanie Meyer. She was just writing some like fucking I gotta stop like using fucking as like my filler word. She was just writing some teenage love stories. So she wasn't trying to write like she wasn't trying to make like her Mozart or whatever. It's not like it's my greatest work of fiction ever. She's just trying to make some dumb love story between vampires or with a vampire, a cute vampire. That's it. No, Twilight did not start out as fanfiction, but 50 Shades of Grey did start out as fanfiction. If you want to learn more about the 50 Shades of Grey movie, I highly suggest you watch. I highly suggest you watch holding ing. I suggest you watch this movie or this video. No, you watch this series of videos by Dan Olson. It's it's like 3 hours long, but it's a good 3 hours well spent. Put it on while you're playing some video games or some shit. This stuff is insanely good. Also, damn, I love that. Hot boy. Okay. Yeah, it's a really great video series. Really goes into depth about the videos or about the books. I'm just, I'm just lore keeper for everything, boy. You know, um, most of my knowledge of 50 Shades of Grey did come from this video series, and it's amazing. Go watch it, please. Go watch it. Give him views. Give him my 5 views. Tell him Chad sent you. Anyways, back to this dog shit video.
Movies pro-feminist. 3. I don't know a single guy who ever talks about boobs for hours at a time. I think the only guys
I know about guys who just talk about boobs a lot. They're really boring people.
You do have medical students learning how to conduct mammograms. You want to know what most of the men I know talk about? Movies, video games, politics, religion, music, sports, cars, boats, technology, work, guns, hunting, places they've been to.
Well, you know what? You're more Guess what? It seems like you're more complicated than the previous generation. Congratulations, you exist.
People they've met, and so on. The subject of boobs actually rarely ever comes up. Contrary to what you may have been told in your women's studies class, men don't think about sex constantly. If we did, we would never have invented the camera equipment you use to make this video. 4.
You can't criticize men because men created cameras. Jesus Christ. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off.
If anybody's talking about boobs for hours at a time, it's feminists. You're the ones who are always whining about the designs of fictional characters, complaining that Batgirl's tits are too big. In all honesty, the only time I ever even think about a comic book character's tits is when I hear a feminist bring it up. So
Wait. If they're complaining about Wait, why do you think they might be complaining about Batgirl's tits being too big? Maybe it's because, I don't know. Batgirl is generally seen as like a teenager, like a young teenager. She's usually not seen as a fully developed woman because, and you know what? Like a teenager having like triple fucking D titties. That's some weird shit. That's some weird shit, my dude. So, like, if they're complaining about it, like they might have they probably have a reason. And I love how he doesn't even have this up for like more than.
4. If anybody's talking about boobs for hours at a time, it's feminists.
I love how
You're the ones who are always
he doesn't even have this up for like a second. He has this up for a second. Because like so we can't read it. Also, hey, look, Bernie. Is that Bernie? Looks like Bernie. And you know what? This is a pretty general article. Why cleavage is bad for crime fighting? Why is there an issue with this? What? Why is this a bad thing? She's just talking about how cleavage would come in would be an issue when fighting crime, when fighting people, and how it would get in the way. Why is it a bad thing? Why should this article not exist?
whining about the designs of fictional characters, complaining that Batgirl's tits are too big. In all honesty, the only time I ever even think about a comic book character's tits is when I hear a feminist bring it up. So I think maybe you're projecting.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV?
I'll defend boob armor. I'll defend the fuck out of boob armor. Wanna know why? Because I'm a fucking medieval nerd. And there's a lot of dumb shit that people say about boob armor. Like, like boob armor like this? There's not actually an issue with this. A lot of people like to say there's an issue with it, but it's actually not a problem. It's not a problem that people that people actually realize. One of the things I hear a lot is like, oh, if you get hit in the chest, all the pressure, all like the force will be like will go into like a space right in your chest. Will like be funneled into your chest and it'll like break your like a like it'll kill you or something. No, it won't do that. Not at all. Because there are other. Do you want to know how I know that? Because there are other places on in a set of armor, like let's look. Take a look at plate armor. There are other places where these creases exist. For example, here. Oh, look. Oh, if you get hit in the chest, all the force is going to be funneled into this area, and it's going to break your fucking hips and kill you. It's a ridiculous criticism of boob armor. But no, boob armor like this or this could realistically exist. It probably wouldn't be as good as like say a chest piece like that, maybe with a slight indentation for to leave room for boobage. but like this would probably be more of a ceremonial piece or something, or the other, or something that's not meant to be used for combat. But it could be used in combat. Ceremonial armor pieces are still ceremonial stuff can still be used in combat. It's just not as good for it as other pieces. Other ceremonial, as like a regular sword, like a ceremonial knife. You can use that. You can use that to kill somebody, but it's probably not gonna be as effective as just using a regular knife. But like this could realistically exist. Yes, I just talked about boob armor for like a minute. But like, what is it? Bikini armor? Bikini armor? This is the shit I actually have issue with. Because this shit is just completely impractical. Bikini armor. I cannot see bikini armor being used on anyone besides a fucking barbarian. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Bikini armor. Oop, that's a probably just slip on. Yeah. Yeah, we just talked about boobs for like a minute. Alright, let's continue.
Or movies that star a female lead.
I don't. In
What?
fact, some of my favorite movies and
From what I understand in Kill la Kill, the reason that the women are so scantily dressed so scantily is for the purpose of it's like a statement of female sexuality, I believe. I haven't seen Kill la Kill though, so I might be wrong. Wait, and also, doesn't the main character like complain about it? I'm pretty sure she complains about it.
boobs for hours at a time, it's feminists.
Right.
They're the ones who are always whining about the designs of fictional characters, complaining that Batgirl's tits are too big. In all honesty, the only time I ever even think about a comic book character's tits is when I hear a feminist bring it up. So I think maybe you're projecting.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
I don't. In fact, some of my favorite movies and TV shows have female leads. I don't know a single
Okay, so she wouldn't necessarily be. She's not necessarily talking about like a active decision you make. She's talking about like She's talking about like a subconscious bias you have. It's a poorly worded question. I understand that, but no. You know what? And you know what? A lot of men have this. Wanna know how I know? I'm a man, I think. I'm a man, right? Guys, chat. I'm a man, right? I'm not sure anymore. Oh yeah, he did just jock shot in the movie. I was gonna bring that up. But yeah, no, most men have a subconscious bias to dislike things that star women. And you know, at the time this video was made, there still wasn't a lot of movies. I'm more than a man. Okay. What does it mean? What does that mean? Is it because I'm a Chad? Anyways, yeah, no. If you believe you succeed. No, it's a subconscious bias. A lot of men have this. It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard shit. Anyways, let's continue. This fucking video.
single man who has ever scoffed at the notion of watching a movie or TV show just because it has a female protagonist.
I've
However,
known
I
guys
have seen
like
feminists
that.
scoff at anything with a male lead.
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
I'm not surprised when women are funny. There are plenty of funny women out there. Shoe on Head, Pupinia, Stewart, etc. But I will say that, in general, women are not as funny as men, and I think most women will agree with that statement.
What? Holy shit! He just fucking contradicted himself. I do think women are funny, but on average, I think women are less funny than men. Holy shit! And you know what? That I can actually, you know what? I can probably defend that statement better than he could. Very simply, women are socialized completely differently, or socialized much differently than men. Girls are socialized very differently than boys growing up. For instance, there's a reason why boys primarily play video games growing up and girls don't, because they're socialized differently. boys are usually more socialized to be more funny and stuff, and they're taught. One of the things that guys are taught a lot very early on in their social development is women like funny guys. So that encourages guys to work on their sense of humor in order to better attract a mate, or in this case, a partner. But yeah, like, I can, yeah, I'm gonna say, why are women less funny on average? It's because they're raised differently. They're not raised. They're not encouraged while being raised to be funny. And this is why. This is what I fucking hate about the way a lot of people raise their kids. If your kid expresses interest in something, encourage that. Encourage that, because it means they're interested in something. Don't force them to be interested in something. So what? If they like to play dress up, encourage them. They could later in life. Your little boy might turn out to be a costume designer. You never know.
I also think there's a reason for this. See, if you understand what humor is and how it works, which I'm guessing you don't because you're feminists, then you know that the things that make people laugh often have their roots in very dark subject matter. To quote The Amazing Atheist,
these people who are fucking offended by rape jokes don't even understand humor. They think of humor as like a happy thing because humor makes us laugh and laughter makes us happy. But a lot of the times they don't seem to notice that what we're actually laughing at is quite dark and morbid. Like if you actually look at it and examine the jokes and look at the exaggeration and try to figure out the mechanics of how the joke works, why does it work, you're gonna find that a lot of jokes have their genesis in pain and suffering.
Do I
Because
even need
laughter
to
is this
say anything
great
about this?
transcendent tool we have where we can take something that's bitter and difficult to comprehend or deal with and make it something funny. Like if I take a joke like, how many police officers does it take to change a light bulb?
Cube, this is my first time, actually this is my first time doing Blow Stream. But I mainly hang out in, our, Pig Puncher's Discord. If you just want to chat with me there. This boyo's Pig Puncher. He's my friend. He's a bigger streamer than me. He's been encouraging me to get into streaming, and I usually hang out here. It's a public Discord. You can find, I'm pretty sure you can find, Pig's Discord on, like, his YouTube videos or something. But you know what? I'll just generate a link, and I'll drop it in chat for you. I am an admin here. Oh, yeah. I want to expire after, let's say an hour. Say 6 hours. No limit. We'll generate this link, and we'll drop it in chat. There you go, everybody. If you're not in Pig Puncher's Discord, go join it. I would link you to my Discord, but my Discord server isn't very good right now, and no, that's not dark humor, Supreme Waifu. That's not even dark humor. That's bad humor. There is good dark humor out there. There's very good dark humor out there, but something like that that's very lazy humor. Something going like Lamau Black people, that's a very lazy sense of humor. And I will admit that a lot of dark humor is lazy. Mind you, a lot of humor in general is lazy. It's hard to find good humor or good jokes. Yeah, that's my take. Yeah.
None. They just beat the room for being black. You know, that joke has its genesis in some very serious, very dark shit. And that joke is not made room for being black. Because laughter is this great transcendent tool we have where we can take something that's bitter and difficult to comprehend or deal with and make it something funny. Like if I take a joke like, how many police officers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just beat the room for being black. You know, that joke has its genesis in some very serious, very dark shit. And that joke is not making light of the fact that people have suffered, or it's not making light of the fact that people, you know, marched in the civil rights movement, or that people are racially discriminated against, or police brutality. It's not making light of any of that. What it's doing is it's taking that pain, and it's taking that dark subject matter, and it's helping us transcend it for a moment, and view the absurdity of our circumstance. Because that is what humor is supposed to do. Humor at its best.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be honest, I can't actually see that as being a funny joke. Because what's the punchline? Oh, Lamau, cops are racist towards black people. Okay. Oh, Lamau, cops kill black people. Okay. The fuck is the punchline? And this is what I mean about lazy humor. A lot of humor is lazy. They don't actually put a lot of thought into it.
Takes the elements of the world that are dark and horrible and shows you their absurdity. It shows you the absurdity of the human condition, and that is important.
See, men are socially conditioned to not talk openly and honestly about their feelings, which I will talk more about later, and that's why we cultivate a sense of humor. The only way we can really talk about—
That's not why we cultivate a sense of humor, you dumb fuck. We're encouraged early on in life to joke, to cultivate a sense of humor. One, to attract women.
the things that upset us, as if we do it through the filter of comedy. But women have the privilege to not be subject to such social conditioning, and so they don't feel the need to cultivate a sense of humor, and that's why women, in general, aren't as funny as men. That isn't to say that all men are funny, or that all women are unfunny. It's just that, in general, men are funnier than women. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. Also, no, I rather strongly doubt that you're funnier than me, and it's not because you're a woman. Just judging by how you look and talk, I'm willing to bet that your sense of humor boils down to saying something rude, and then following it with, just kidding. I mean, I'm not the funniest person in the world, but if you think of yourself as the funny one, you probably lack the objectivity to realize that everybody else in your circle of friends probably thinks of you as the annoying one. Just kidding. Actually, I'm not.
If everyone in a group of friends thought of her as the annoying one, why would they be friends with her? That's a genuine fucking question. Like, seriously, if you find somebody in your friend group to be annoying and everyone in your friend group finds this person to be annoying, just kick them out of your friend group. Just do it. If you don't like that person, why are you friends with them? The fuck is that? I don't know what it's a it's like guy is like has like fucking insanity issues or some shit.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up? 9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Probably because you do shit like text us 50 times in the space of 1 hour.
Dude, they're talking about hookups. They're not talking about like relationships or anything. They're just talking about hookup.
And slash our tires when we dump you after you accuse us of cheating because you saw—
What the fuck? They're talking about hookups, dude. You know the shit that men have been doing for centuries? And that the social stigma is starting to lift from women partaking in hookups. The social stigma is still there, but it's starting to lift. It's getting better. I'm gonna be honest. Women, if you want to fuck a lot of men, go ahead and do it. It's not my fucking issue.
our sister's name in our call history. Also, what shit could you possibly have to do? Pluck your eyebrows to the point where they're so unnaturally clean around the edges that they look like they're drawn on?
Guys. Women don't have lives. They don't. They don't have anything to do. They're fuck toys for men. They have nothing to do. They're here to please men. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate this guy.
Spend your husband's money on more frumpy sweaters, buy a tub of Ben & Jerry's and watch Glee, or write more inane questions for men to answer because you're so lacking in self-awareness.
Why are any... What the fuck are you gonna do, dude? This guy is so angry. He's so angry. Like, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, get some fucking ice cream. Go fucking watch some TV. I love that shit. You know what? I have an empty tub of ice cream right to the side of me. And you know what? I ate that shit while I was watching some like fucking Netflix or some shit. Dude. People do that. People have shit to do. They just want to occupy their time while they're living on this earth. Also, I love that. I love that I watch so much Legal Eagle that like most of my recommendations are Legal Eagle. I love Legal Eagle, by the way. But yeah, no, this guy is so enraged. And you know what? If she's spending her this is something a lot of these fucking MRIs don't understand. If a woman is in like a housewife situation where she's not the breadwinner and the man is, that's, I mean, one, I find that to be a fucked up situation in general, because the woman in that case she has no fucking sense of like like safety. She has no personal safety in the relationship. Whatever the her husband, whatever the fuck her husband wants to do, she basically has to do in that sense, because um because hey, you know what? If you don't have any way to financially support yourself outside of like a husband or outside of a person in a relationship, that's a little fucked in my opinion. That's a very scary situation for anybody to be in. But you know, if in these types of situations, like if she's spending the guy's money, the guy is consenting to that. Why do you have an issue with men consenting to things? Dr. Shaym, why do you hate men? Let's continue.
That you can't figure out the answers for yourself.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
Go ahead and sleep with as many people as you want. I don't give a shit. And once again, I don't know anybody who would. The only time I would care is if I was...
Okay, he says this now, but you know what? He finds, if he ever meets a girl and he finds out like, oh, she sleeps with a bunch of people, he's probably gonna call her a slut. She's judged for it. Men are judged for it, generally. Well, I mean, they should be judged for it, because men suck. Lamau, am I right? Fucking, and men. Men are banned. Actually, by the way, if you're a man joining Pig Punch's subreddit, I should mention to you, men are banned. They're a bannable offense. The only one that's not bannable is me. And only cis men, by the way, I should mention.
Dating you, because if you told me you've been with 20 other guys before I met you, I would naturally assume that there was something wrong with you if you've been in so many relationships and had them all fail. Not to mention the fact that you're
Wait, what? If someone's been with 20 other... If a girl's been with 20 other guys, this doesn't mean she's been in relationships. This means she sleeps around.
Substantially more likely to be carrying an STD, and I think it's perfectly reasonable for a woman to view men who have slept with a lot of other women the same way. Also, who's congratulating men for sleeping around? I don't see any guys walking around with trophies for fucking everyone.
Men congratulate other men for sexual conquests. This is this is a fucking thing. This is a thing. It's the male social hierarchy. That's what it is. You sleep with more women, you get more manly points. Holy shit.
When they've met, it's not like having sex with easy women is some kind of achievement. Furthermore, I would say that most media portrays men who do that as assholes who should be looked at with contempt.
I mean, around 2016, it was starting to get there, but no, for a lot of the time, it's not.
I mean, Glenn Quagmire isn't exactly portrayed as a model citizen. By the way, studies have found that the majority of people who slut-shame women are other women. Maybe you should be directing this question at them and not men.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
Why do you consider a man a douchebag if he doesn't call you back 3 days after he meets you, but desperate if he calls you the next day?
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
What? What? What fucking women do this? What is he talking about? I swear to God, I'm like, my sanity is like breaking. You know what? I need to fix my sanity. You know what? I'm going to my favorite subreddit. Fucking drafts don't exist. I need my sanity. So you know what? We're going to look at draft memes. Oh, Jesus Christ, I love this shit. I'm sorry, I need a break from this bullshit. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Yeah, I know. You know what? This is the thing. People believe this fucking creature. Why do people think this thing exists? Why do people think this thing could ever possibly exist? This is so clearly a robot. They got these weird ass horns as well. Like, seriously, this thing is a freak of fucking nature. Which is why he's not part of nature. It's a robot. Or CGI. It could be one of the two things. Look at this. Look at this shit. Why do people think it exists? Okay. Bigfoot, fairies, unicorns, giraffe. I love this subreddit. Oh, this is my favorite one. My favorite fucking one. Okay, last one and then we'll go back to the video. That's a hologram. Nixon created giraffes, that's correct. That is correct. Back to the video.
No.
I don't know anybody who thinks no means yes. Also, this question seems to be in the spirit of the feminist notion that all men are potential rapists, which simply isn't true. I already talked about this at length in my other video, Teach Men Not to Rape is Stupid Rhetoric. Moving on.
Why do you...
No, dude. Does he not understand? He just doesn't even... You know what? We'll watch that video next. We'll watch it next.
You say that women are too emotional to be leaders.
Maybe if feminists argued with logic and evidence instead of feelings, people wouldn't think that.
Everything he's given us so far is feelings. He literally gave us his theory on rom-coms, which is just his feelings. I want to stab myself in the leg with a rusty pencil sharpener. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna fucking do it.
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
I have never heard a man say either. I have heard women say both, though.
You say that women are too emotional to be leaders.
Maybe if feminists argued with logic and evidence instead of feelings, people wouldn't think that.
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Is this guy even a man? This guy even grew up around guys?
Never heard a man say either. I have heard women say both, though.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Why do you think that just because I'm nice to you, that I want your body?
Sometimes I...
I'm getting really fucking tired. Let's listen to this.
I've been walking down the street hysterically crying because my cat was missing, and a man came up and was like, "Hey, what's up? Why are you crying? Can I talk to you?" Like,
but I want to continue this. So when the guy came up to you and asked you how you were doing, did you judge his intention, or do you feel like he? Or
I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? I'm
Wait.
hysterically crying, holding flyers that say missing cat."
Wait, what if he was checking how you were doing because you were crying?
No, it was a cat call. It was like a, "Hey, pretty lady, like what's going on? You
What
get
if
in my
he was
truck."
trying to be sweet to get into you, like, "Hey, pretty lady, why are you crying?"
He's not entitled to my time, honestly.
If he had not said anything to you, then he's a dick because he's a guy in society who saw a girl crying and didn't do anything.
But it's a different. If he's saying that to get my number, that's different than him coming up and saying, "What's wrong? If I see your cat around, I'll let you know." Like that's a different thing.
How is he gonna know about your cat? He saw a girl crying on the street.
Well, it was just I was hanging up a
So
flyer.
now I'll
is when
know
that
if I ever
happened.
see a girl crying on the street and she's hysterical and she might have just lost her parents and has nobody, I shouldn't go up to her because
She
might think
doesn't
I'm
know you.
objectifying her.
She doesn't know you.
But we're humans. We should care about each other.
Of course, and I think you have to understand what you come off as to women. They don't know you. It's like if a brown bear came up and said hello to you. Like you just have to like.
Why would you ever?
So there's some fundamental misunderstandings in that situation. One, don't bother people on the street. It's just fucking weird. Also, if you see a girl crying on the streets, don't go up and say, "Hey, girl, hey there, why are you crying?" Go up and say, "Hey, are you all right? Is there anything I can do to help?" It's a much better way to go about it. Very simple. It's just a very simple thing. A very simple thing. If you genuinely cared about like helping a girl that was crying on the street, just go up and say. Don't start off with a "Hey, what's wrong?" Or don't say like, "Hey," or just go up and say something like, "Hey, are you just go up and say like, "Hey, how can I help you?" or something like that. What's wrong? What's wrong? How can I help you? Simple thing, simple change. Also, that if a guy approached her on the street asking her, like, "Hey, are you okay?" Clearly, she's not fucking okay. She's crying her eyes out. Um, Two, you should be able to figure out because she's hanging up fucking cat flyers, missing cat flyers. So you should figure that out. So you know what? In that situation, I would say, "Hey, can I try? Can I help you put up flyers to find your cat?" That is the way to go about that situation. Anyways, let's continue. Because this guy is a fucking dumbass.
Or send an unsolicited dick pic.
I wouldn't. If you didn't give out your phone number to the types of guys you meet in nightclubs, you know, the type of guys who go to such clubs for the...
Oh, wait. Everybody. Girls getting dick pics. Unsolicited dick pics. It's women's fault. One sec. Let me just take a picture of my dick so I can send it to my female friend. Because you know what? It's her fault. for even knowing me. Jesus Christ. This guy just hates both men and women. He has like the worst fucking opinion of men, of both men and women. Like, holy shit. He's like, "Oh yeah, no. If you get a dick pic, it's your fault. Because men can't control themselves."
Specific purpose of meeting women and who read books about how to be a pickup artist, maybe you wouldn't be getting dick pics from them.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass?
Wait, what?
You know, the type of guys who go to such clubs for the specific purpose of meeting women and who read books about how to be a pickup artist.
Reading books about how to be a pickup artist is just sexism. It's not a parody. He's been doing it for 3 fucking years.
Maybe you wouldn't be getting dick pics from them.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
Why do you feel like it's okay to make these misandric videos which paint all men as sexual harassers and rapists, but when somebody treats your son that way, it's not?
Dude, the person painting men as sexual harassers is you. You literally just said, you just fucking said that you shouldn't be that women shouldn't be giving out their numbers to guys at nightclubs so they don't get dick pics because these guys can't control themselves. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Not okay.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle making a point during a meeting?
You make it sound like the only people who have ever interrupted you are men. I smell confirmation bias. Hey, have you ever stopped to think that maybe people interrupt you because they realize you're talking shit and wasting time after only 2 sentences?
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
Why do you assume she's talking shit and wasting time? She might have a good point that she's raising at a meeting, but people interrupt her. This is an issue. This is something that men do a lot. Men usually interrupt women a lot. And you know what? I do that shit a lot. And you know what? I'm kind of an asshole for it. I need to work on not interrupting people. Women especially. Because women are best. All women are queens.
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
Maybe that's because your boobs don't get squished between your arms when you stand normally with your arms down
This is the only one I'm going to give him.
By your sides. A man's balls are literally between his legs, and they do get squished if he puts his legs together. It's not exactly an apt comparison. Furthermore, why do you even care? Not so you complain about women taking up 2 seats with their bags.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex? Even though...
That's the only one I'm going to give him. That's the only one I'm going to give him. Because you know what? Balls are fucking annoying. Even right now, my legs are spread right the fuck out.
We literally birth you, like watermelons, through like this.
Because physical strength has nothing to do with your ability to give birth. Women are, generally speaking, not as physically strong as men. The average man has about 50% greater upper body strength than the average woman. I'm sorry, but that's just simple biology.
Dominance.
There's also the fact that men are, by and large, the ones who go to war and fight and die to protect you. Men are the ones who work
Jesus Christ, dude, this is not a point. This is not a point for you. Historically, women weren't allowed into these positions.
The dangerous jobs which make your comfortable lifestyle in the industrialized world possible. And historically, men are also the ones who have gone out into the unforgiving wilderness to kill dangerous animals so ungrateful, entitled women like you could eat. You, as a woman, are substantially less likely to die during your daily activities, and you don't have to worry about being called a deadbeat for not risking life and limb in a factory or field for the benefit of others. Nor do you have to worry about being told you don't have a real job because you work with computers or push pencils in a safe, clean environment. Women work soft, cushiony.
I mean, yeah, women aren't allowed to, won't be told that they don't have a real job because they work in like a safe, or they don't work at it because they work at a computer. Because guess what? They don't get to fucking work at a computer because women are, habitually, kept out of STEM and shit. They're not encouraged to go into STEM and shit. What is this guy talking about? He's also, does this girl work wearing like a Stonks hat? Yeah, you know the Stonks meme? Is that one of those? Is that one of those hats? Because that's like the arrow. That's the arrow, right? Oh no, it's a different arrow. Never mind. What the fuck is that arrow? Anyways, no, these aren't points for you, dude. These are points that feminists would make. BuzzFeed is like shit feminism. It's pop feminism. Like a real fucking feminist would make these points and say that, hey, this is actually a women's issue. It's not that we. I will quote from me. I'm guessing you're. Are you a dude? Generally, when sitting with your legs together, depending on like the thickness of your thighs, I'm gonna say as a guy, it can be uncomfortable. Like right now, I'm pressing my legs together. It's not very comfortable for me. It's not that I'm squeezing my balls. It's just like it's more comfortable just have my legs spread in this sense while I'm sitting on my computer. That's why I don't actually. That's why my computer chair doesn't actually have arms. It's more comfortable this way. Um, but no, it's not that it's not like painful. It's just uncomfortable. So if you're put in a situation, most situations where this comes up, oh, you never understood this. I don't know, maybe you just have tiny balls. Kidding. Sorry, joke. That was unfair. No, it's just. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. It's like if you have a choice between making yourself uncomfortable and making yourself comfortable, you're gonna go with the make yourself comfortable option. Um, that's generally what I do. Mind you, I usually sit with my legs spread on like a bus or whatever. But I'm a really big guy. I'm not the average guy. I'm literally 6'4". I might be taller actually, but I'm a very big guy. So me taking up a lot of space on like a bus or whatever, it's a little different. But like a smaller guys, I can understand like why they wouldn't. Slimmer guys, they probably wouldn't. Um, uh, you know, it's yeah, yeah, I dick shame. Fuck it. If guys are gonna slut shame women, I'm gonna dick shame them. Okay, you know what? And you know what? I'm not ashamed of my dick. I got a medium dick. It can speak to ghosts. Let's
Jobs
continue.
compared to men, and that's why women make up only 7% of workplace fatalities despite making up 47% of the workforce. That is why you are perceived as the weaker sex. If you don't want people to see you that way, then get out of your comfortable air-conditioned studio and go work on a crabbing boat or a
Dude, they're not allowed to go. What women have you ever seen working on like a crab boat? Usually, nobody wants to work that fucking job. Who wants to work on the crab boat? On a crab boat? Nobody. And this guy uses workplace fatalities. But you know what he doesn't even bring up the number one workplace fatalities. truck driving. And you know what? Truck drivers are heroes. Truck drivers are heroes. Come on. I need it in the chat. Truck drivers are heroes. We stand truck drivers. Truck drivers are the #1 highest fatality male job. So you know what? Truck drivers are heroes. We stand truck drivers. I love it. This video is turning my brain to mush. I can't even make any real fucking points. I can just say dumb shit. Yeah, Supreme Waifu. Yeah. Let's go.
Coal mine. You're always complaining about employment discrimination, so go ahead. Take the dirty, dangerous jobs and show us all just how strong and tough you are. And look, I don't begrudge women for working jobs that don't put them in danger, and I will freely admit that my job isn't particularly dangerous. But if you're going to sit there and act like women are stronger than men just because you can give birth, something which you have a 0.0002% chance of dying from if you live in the United States, and that's up from 15 years ago, then you can fuck right off. By the way, passing a kidney stone hurts more than giving birth. Any woman who has experienced both will tell you that, and men get them more often, so blow me.
Why is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Maybe it's because feminists like you tell us we're misogynist.
Guys, men being shamed for showing their emotions by other men is the fault of women. I can't. I can't even fucking do it. I can't do this video. I can't handle it. Let's finish it though. Yeah, I know. I was complaining about that. Girls getting unsolicited dick pics is a fault of women. This guy's world is the clown world. Holy shit.
For even daring to complain about our problems. Since you're not a man and you don't have even the slightest inkling of what it's like to be a man, let me spell it out for you. Boys are socially conditioned from the day we learn to talk to not express our feelings. We are brought up constantly being told to man up and that boys don't cry.
Yeah, this is a fault of men.
If we do, it is seen as a sign of weakness. To put it simply, us men are programmed to believe that our own feelings are invalid, and so we hide them and we lie about them. We are raised to expect that if we tell you our feelings, you will shoot them down. You will tell us we're wrong for feeling the way we do, and even if you don't, we still don't want to tell you our feelings because we know you'll use them against us. You're probably thinking that you don't do that, but you do. You do it all the time and don't even realize it. Ask yourself if you have ever had an argument with one of them in your life and you...
Dude! Not every woman you meet is your mother. Jesus Christ.
Told him, if you are a real man, if you ever have, then you have done exactly what I'm talking about.
Also, this is a fucking problem with men.
Told, if you are a real woman, you wouldn't feel this way. Women have their feelings cultivated and coddled. You're not only allowed to cry, you're expected to, and when you do, people around you give you sympathy and you're comforted. You are so used to getting sympathy that you feel entitled to it. Men don't have that luxury. A man fully expects to be looked down upon, and told that his feelings don't matter if he shows any sign of emotional weakness, even by the people he trusts most, because that's what he has experienced for his entire life. And you wonder why the suicide rate for men is 4 times higher than it is for women. And I know what you're going to say.
The suicide rate for men is a feminist issue, you fucking dope.
You're going to say that the social conditioning of men to not show their emotions is part of the patriarchy, and feminism is fighting to change that. Good. What heroes you are. Let me give you a little golf clap while you take a sip from your fucking male tears mug while sitting in the comfort of your safe space where men aren't allowed.
To be fair, this is 2016.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
See my answer to the previous question. Also, wow, how egocentric are you? You are so certain that the world revolves around you that you believe that when a man...
He's now denying that men don't try to demonstrate or display their masculinity in order to pick up women. Jesus Christ! In this guy's world, does like the college jock not get pussy? Like seriously, does this guy not believe that college jocks don't get pussy? I don't think he believes this.
Man is acting like a man that he must be trying to prove something to you? Like he couldn't possibly be acting like a man just because he's, you know, a fucking man? Why are you constantly trying to prove your femininity to me? How about that?
Why the f isn't it?
How the fuck do you prove your femininity? It was one entertaining video.
Lady like to cuss? When did words get gendered?
It's also considered not gentlemanlike to curse. Swearing is generally considered rude regardless of the gender of the person who's doing it.
Okay, my dude, it was the improperness of cursing was established in like the fucking like 1800s. But it is only and men is people stop giving a shit about men cursing. But you know what? What society still gives a shit about? What gender society still gives a shit about when they curse? Women. For some reason, women are still held to this fucking 19th century standard that isn't in fucking practice anymore. What is this guy's world like?
David, I mean, I know you're a sophisticated guy. The world is a mess. The world is as ugly as it gets.
The incel has already begun. We will overthrow all Chads and Stacys. All hail the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger. All this crap! Real evil's all around you, and it's in fine suits with perfectly cut hair, with people trained at Ivy League schools how to lie to you, and how to use programming, and how to control you.
I love this.
It's time to wake up and get involved and stop letting them laugh at you. Stop letting them sit there and sneer. Oh, the police in black uniforms and the cameras, and the CPS in England and Texas and other major countries and states openly saying they're going to put cameras in new parents' homes, guilty until proven innocent, and Homeland Security and Northcom and the military are now for the American.
That's amazing. I love it. One sec. Save. Favorites. No. You remember when we used to have a favorites playlist? I had to make my own favorites playlist on YouTube. Fuck YouTube. It's a terrible platform. What is this video?
I don't believe it.
His one entertaining video is him battling a possum? Jesus Christ, this guy is unentertaining as shit. Anyways, back to the video. Let's continue.
Personally, I don't give a shit if you use profanity. Go right the fuck ahead. And when did words get gendered? I guess right around the time the word feminist was invented, which is at...
Words have been gendered for centuries. Words have been gendered for centuries, and it was they were gendered by men. This guy can get the fuck out of here with his like everything.
Self a gendered word. I mean, the invention of feminism is when everything suddenly became gendered. Like when you assert that interrupting people.
When do you think feminism was created?
Somehow a uniquely male behavior, where that only women get told not to swear.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Maybe if false rape accusations weren't systemically encouraged by feminism, we wouldn't have a...
Let's just take a look. I don't think he's really a doctor. I want to see some numbers. The majority of sexual assaults, an estimated 60% were reported to the police. The prevalence of false reporting cases. Oh. 5.9%. So it's not actually an issue. And it's only of 136. So that's probably like 5 or 10. It's probably only like less. That's probably like 5 or that's probably like 8 cases or something. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, no, false reporting isn't an issue?
Problem. Notice how this question is phrased. To doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped. The more salient question would be, why do you doubt women who claim to have been sexually violated or raped? And the answer is because we have this thing called the presumption of innocence. That means a person who is accused of a crime is innocent until proven guilty. So it's not my first instinct to doubt, it's my moral imperative to doubt until evidence is forthcoming. You wouldn't put...
Jesus Christ, this guy isn't even close to being a fucking philosopher. There's no fucking way he considers his moral imperative over his fucking feelings. Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck off. Not even the most, like, resolute philosophers are like this.
Put somebody in jail just because somebody accused them of murder, nor would you put them in jail just because somebody accused them of theft, nor would you put them in jail because somebody accused them of any other crime. So why should accusation...
Actually, wait, no! What? No! People are put in jail all the time because people are accused of crimes. If somebody is accused of usually if somebody is accused of a crime, they'll put them in like they'll put them in like holding, or process them, and interrogate them. They'll have them in holding. This guy not understand how the fucking like the criminal system works, the crime system works. Does he not understand how anything works?
Of rape be held to a different standard. This really is a difficult concept to understand, and it both baffles me and disturbs me how often I see feminists failing to grasp this. For people who claim to fight for social justice, you really don't understand how justice works, do you? See, a man who is accused of rape will have his life ruined. That's not even only if he is convicted. The mere accusation is enough to cost him his job, his relationships, his education, and career.
No, actually, it's not. It's literally not. There's tons of men who get accused, but nothing happens to them.
Prospects, his home, his reputation, and so on. If a woman wants to ruin a man's life, all she has to do is accuse him of raping her, and he will be put through the ringer by law enforcement in the media, and even if he is found not guilty, the damage will have already been done, and the woman who made the false accusation will get away scot-free. Really, it astonishes...
We literally had, there was literally just there was the fucking, Kavanaugh hearings. Brett Kavanaugh was literally accused of rape by two different fucking, not by two, it's now two different women, who was literally accused of rape. He's a Supreme Justice. He's a Supreme Court Justice. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. He's still working. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares about women getting raped. Like, seriously. I think the only time people, like, seriously care is when it's little boys getting raped. And, like, Kevin Spacey... I'm pretty sure Kevin Spacey isn't working anymore. The only case of, like, of people actually giving a shit about, like, a man working or not, or giving a shit, is, like, fucking Bill Cosby. He's, like, the only man I can think of who, who's, like, he's, like, the only big accused that I can think of that, like, has actually had any consequences. Like, yeah, there's tons of, like, Kevin Spacey, he's not making any more shows. He's not making anything else, is he? Whoa, what the fuck? Oh. Okay. I don't think this is ever going to be released. The Michael Jackson case is very interesting. When it comes to the Michael Jackson case, there's really... I actually don't really... What is it? I actually don't believe, that Michael Jackson was, like, did... Let me rephrase this. There's way too much, room for doubt when it comes to the Michael Jackson case for me to believe that he did do those things. There's way too much of a reasonable doubt in those situations, and there's just and there's just parts where like within the case like the father of the accuser like straight up lied about shit. Yeah. Okay. There's very few what is it? Cases. No, I'm genuinely not sure. Like I'm serious. I've looked at it. There's way too much fucking room for doubt in that case. I was wait, what? Oh my god, 2 weeks ago. Let's get the. I mean, I've looked at the evidence. There's really quite a lot. I'm serious. Like for instance, a lot of people draw attention to the fact that Michael Jackson settled. Do you know why he settled? Because one, he was in the middle of a tour. He was right in the middle of the tour, and a court case would put a big hamper on his earnings. Everyone around him was everyone besides his lawyer was recommending he just settle and continue his tour because he was making millions and millions and millions by the day. I forget how much he settled for. Something like I don't know. Something it was basic. You know what? I'm gonna quote what is it? The Social Network movie. When told that when Mark Zuckerberg is told he's gonna have to settle, in the long run, it's a speeding ticket. Because hey, you know what? In the long run, for Michael Jackson, it was a speeding ticket. I don't know that. The Michael Jackson case has been mishandled very much. If it was going to be proved, it would have been proved years ago. Also, like there's a lot of cases where like the witnesses of certain things lied about things. Also, another thing, the incident where Michael Jackson was alleged to have touched, I forget what the kid was named, the first kid. They were both Michael Jackson and the kid were in their room sick with the flu. They told the mom to take the daughter and like go shopping in Monaco because they were sick with the flu. Anyways, let's continue with the video.
Astonishes me that even after what happened at Duke and the University of Virginia that you're still asking this question. Furthermore, feminists have
I'm just
abused
saying
the
there's
word rape
enough
to the
of
point where it's
reasonable
lost
doubt.
all meaning. Everything is rape. It's gotten to the point where if a woman claims she was raped, I have to wonder if she means a guy actually forcibly put his penis in her, or if she had consensual sex and just decided to call it rape when she decides she...
Who fucking What the fuck? When has this actually come up? Kill all humans. You know what? I agree with that. Kill all humans. Let's do it. How much for a nuclear bomb? How much does it cost? You know what? How much does it cost for a nuclear bomb? Nuclear bomb cost. It costs them 80 billion to develop and build 21. How much does it cost to create a single nuclear weapon? I'm very curious. Simple answer to this question: in part, nuclear weapons have two base parts of warhead. Blah blah blah. How much does it make? Next up. Okay. So it costs about 20 million to make a bomb, to make a nuclear bomb, and then it costs like 4 billion to make the bomber. Oh, the total cost to deploy is about 270 million. Yeah. You know what? We could probably, if I got the money, we could probably set up to wipe out humanity on Earth. I'm curious, how much would it take? Actually, it doesn't actually matter how many it takes. The U.S. has enough of them. The U.S. has something like 27,000 nukes or some shit. We might be able to do it. Yeah, let's do it. Kill all humans. Hell yeah. Wipe out humanity. Let's do it. I'm joking, by the way, Twitch. Please don't ban me.
She regretted it the next morning, or if she's merely complaining that a guy looked at her in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. I mean,
I hate this guy.
What even is rape at this point? According to some feminists, it's rape if a man changes positions during sex without forewarning. It's rape if your boyfriend breaks up with you.
Whoa, what? What the fuck did he just say?
Sex and just decide to call it rape when she decides she regretted it the next morning. Or if she's merely complaining that a guy looked at her in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. I mean, what even is rape at this point? According to some feminists, it's rape if a man changes positions during sex without forewarning. It's rape if your boyfriend breaks up with you because you cheated on him. It's rape if you overhear somebody calling somebody else a slut.
I got raped when my mother called someone else's daughter a slut.
Really, it's your own damn fault that people are becoming increasingly reluctant to believe rape accusations because you have expanded the definition so broadly that nobody even knows when you're really talking about rape anymore. You did this, you asked for it, and now you have buyer's remorse.
Rape is women's fault.
Now let me pose a question to you. Why is it your first instinct to doubt when a man says he was sexually violated or raped by a woman?
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Because women get angry when they're on their period. It's a scientific fact that the hormonal changes a woman experiences during her period
Hey, any women watching? Cis women, I should specify. Any cis women watching? Can they test like the whole, like how fucking periods get? Because from what I understand, there aren't really any hormonal changes when women are on their periods.
period cause her to become irritable. This is called premenstrual syndrome or PMS. However, I don't always assume a woman is angry because she's on her period. If your boyfriend thinks that, maybe it's because you're not being straightforward with him and expecting him to be a mind reader.
Jesus Christ! Men thinking women all angry women are men thinking angry women are on their period is women's fault. Yeah, Supreme for any whites in chat. Yeah, no, this is all women's fault. Oh, fucking hell. Christ, I hate this. This video is literally nuh-uh. That's not men's fault. It's women's fault. That's the fucking video.
Maybe you should try telling him why you're angry. Ever thought about that? Ever thought about simply telling him that you're mad that he ate
Who the fuck is able to when you're angry? How the fuck are you even able to make a coherent thought when you're angry? It's really fucking difficult. I'm able to do it because I have years of practice being angry and making coherent thoughts. But like, not many people are thinking straightforward when they're angry, men and women included. So your boyfriend not understanding you when you're angry or understanding why you're angry, women's fault. It's women's fault.
The last Klondike bar or whatever trivial bullshit you're getting your panties in a twist over. Oh, he should be.
Hey, you know what? If somebody eats the last thing of anything, I get annoyed. Do you want to know why? Because I wanted it. And you know what? And you know what? If you you ate the last fucking Klondike bar while I was out. You know what? You could have told me that. I was out shopping. You could have told me we were out of Klondike bars. You could have let me know you're eating the last one. You know what? You fucking hell. Everything is trivial in the first world. Everything is trivial. We are literally every single. I'm gonna be honest. Most issues in the first world are fucking trivial compared to the rest of the world. So you know what? People are allowed to complain about fucking everything that they have issues with in life. And you know what? That is because we live in the most. We live in one of the most wealthiest fucking parts of the world. And you know what? That is our privilege. We have the privilege to not worry about these fucking issues, like not worrying, worrying about if we have enough water to live. We don't have to have that worry. And so what? Yeah, everything's trivial. You know what? That's a great fucking thing. And you know what? I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Jesus Christ, he just wants to live in fucking Africa. Or fucking, I don't know, some fucking developing nation. Where he, like, has survival issues.
Yeah, but just figure it out. Yeah, you should be able to figure out the answers to these stupid questions you're asking.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
You actually answered the question yourself. We consider it false advertising for the same reason that you think a man who stuffs the crotch of his pants is false advertising. If you cover
Makeup is false advertising, people. It's true, he does want to live in fucking Africa. Where, like, he wants to live in Africa, where, like, he has issues surviving so he can worry about non-trivial issues. Because, like, everything he's complaining about, he calls it a trivial issue. Yeah, of course, everything in the first world is going to be a trivial issue. We live in the first world, where most of our problems are trivial problems, which is a great fucking thing. If you want people to start complaining about non-trivial issues, go live in fucking Africa, dude. Or Ethiopia, where we have to worry about having food, enough food to live. Yeah, he sure as hell is. And no, this guy's fucking makeup isn't false advertising. If anything, makeup is not an advertising. It is an enhancement of what is already there. You can't completely change the way somebody looks with makeup. People in makeup, you can still generally tell like what their facial features are, even if they're wearing makeup. All that makeup does is enhance. You know what? Somebody fucking clip that. Somebody clip that, please. I don't know how to clip things. Makeup just enhances things, and you know what? Makeup is great, and you know what? Women don't wear makeup for men. Women wear makeup for themselves. Just Jesus Christ, you stop bullying me about this.
cover up all your pimples and scars with makeup, you can't really be surprised when he's taken aback upon discovering that you don't really look the way you did when you first met. I mean, wouldn't you feel like you were lied to if you met a guy who looked well-dressed and drove a nice car, but then you found that he got his clothes at Goodwill, and he rented that car?
This guy, he takes the most extreme fucking, like, examples. Jesus Christ, can't you think of can't you think in reasonable fucking terms for once? So how do you clip things? You make a clip. Edit? Oh, it's not one more. Clips. How do you make clips? I don't know how to make clips. Whatever. Makeup's not really false advertising. Shut up, I'm a fucking boomer. You guys clip it for me.
Car with his Burger King salary.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Wasn't it a room full of old white men who decided the Roe v. Wade ruling?
Oh! Women can't complain about who's controlling their bodies because, men gave you the right to vote. Fucking hell.
No. Women have had the right to vote for almost 100 years now, and polling data has found that women are more likely to vote than men, and yet these old white men keep getting elected. And I see a lot of you people supporting Bernie Sanders even though he looks pretty fucking old and white to me. Go figure. Furthermore...
Oh my god. Old white men controlling, making legislation about women's bodies. It's women's fault. It's women's fault.
Why does it even matter that they're white? Why does the melanin level matter more than the merit of their ideas? Wasn't it Martin Luther King Jr. who once said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character"?
Old... You think I'll get banned if I kill myself on stream? Or, yeah, never mind. Delete the VOD.
For as much as you people...
Well, no, it's a... No. Well, yeah, no. But this thing, the whole problem with this... The whole problem with his entire line of thinking... well, no. I will quote from it. The issue with this is... any woman is probably going to have... Most women are going to have generally more knowledge on abortion than men. Also, it's not just about abortion, it's about what women can do with their bodies and stuff. There's a lot of stuff. But old white men are pretty much guaranteed to not really understand too much about how women's bodies work and stuff. And it's usually better to get people who understand the issues to make legislation on stuff. I mean, if you had an old white man who knew fucking everything about abortion and stuff, he was like an abortion expert. Yeah, he should be making legislation. Both genders can be correct, yes. I mean, yeah, but that's not the trend we see. I'd rather have progressive people making decisions, but it's not what we're seeing when it comes to your country. Yes, the progressive agenda is, but no. These old white guys, they're not progressive. They're very old, and they're very old. They have old ideas. They probably aren't up to date on abortion and such. So, yeah, I'd rather have progressive people making decisions, but that's not what they're seeing. The issue isn't that it's just old white men. The issue is that it's not people who understand the issues. Just saying old white guys is just a snippy way of putting it. It's a snippy, snarky way to imply it.
People like to accuse others of being racist. You sure do judge people based on their race a lot. Oh, but it's not racism when you do it.
And no, they're not judging people based on their. It's not really judging people based on their race. They're making an inferred judgment. It's an inferred judgment because one's race does imply your history. The living in the living conditions of a white male is much different from a black female, for instance. Yeah. No, it's purely an issue. Yeah, no. It's just a snippy way of saying it. That's it. An old white guy is gonna have a white guy is gonna have a very different time growing up than a black girl, because hey, they're socialized completely differently. All these different things. They're socialized in a completely different way, as I said. So they're not judging based on skin, but they're kind of judging. They're inferring their level of knowledge and their experiences based on their skin. Yes, but it's not a judgment. It's just a way to say, hey, this person might not actually person might not have the same experience as another person. What? I'm not acting like that at all. What do you mean? No, I'm not saying that there's no context at all. I'm not acting that there's no context. The context are the situations where we have these old white guys making these decisions. States like Alabama, where they're literally trying to ban abortion, the fucking heartbeat bills and shit. We got stuff like that. The states where these decisions are being made, they're not being made by progressive people. They're not being made by progressive white guys or old progressive white guys. They're being made by conservative old white guys. I would rather have progressive people in these positions because hey, you know what? Less people would fucking die. Less women would die because of getting like botched abortions or shit. It's a better thing all around. But no, that's not what we're seeing. And me. Well, actually, it does affect things. It affects their history. You growing up a male is very different from growing up a female. For one. And it doesn't affect their ability to correctly address these issues. But what I'm saying is, yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's not that these are stopping them from being able to make these decisions or making the right decision. It's just that their identity is indicative of their history, of what type of person they are. I'm continuing with the video.
Power structures or some other mental gymnastics bullshit, right? As if whether or not the prejudice somebody's being subjected to is institutionalized makes any difference to them when it happens. Fuck off. Racism is racism, regardless of who's doing it to whom. Calling it something other than racism doesn't change.
Institutionalized power is a big issue when it comes to racism because, hey, you know what? If some black guy calls you like a cracker ass honky or some shit, who the fuck cares? You don't care. Yeah, he's being an asshole. But if like the government is trying to fuck you over because you're black, it's a really different issue, my dude. One of these issues is far more important and far worse than the other.
The fact that's fucking racism, and the only people who think otherwise are racists like you. This mentality that only certain people can be racist.
Oh, guys, you're the real racist. for talking about race.
Hinges on the categorization of people based on their ethnicity and the ascribing of attributes to them such as privilege based on those racial
Yeah,
categories.
you're the real racist.
You have to make assumptions and generalizations about their race in order to make those judgments, so you have to be racist to use this argument. How do you not see the problem with this? How do you not see the problem with putting people's race before the merits of their argument and categorizing people into a hierarchy of consideration based on their race? How the fuck do you expect to fight racism with racism and then expect people to take you seriously? Maybe this is the reason why you think that if somebody thinks you're stupid, it must be because you're a woman. You're projecting. You judge other people based on their race and gender, so you assume other people are doing it to you. Well, I've got news for you. I don't think you're stupid because you're a woman. I think you're stupid because you're stupid. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. It's not like they don't also tell me what I can't do with my body. For example, I can't take the palm of my hand and slap some sense into you without being considered assault.
Do you have a coochie?
No.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
I mean,
why are straight women so obsessed with gay guys? Or better yet, why are women so obsessed with lesbians? According
does this guy not understand the history of lesbianism? When I learned this from philosophy too, like not too long ago. But when lesbianism was like starting to become like a thing, like a mainstream thing, it was literally, what was it? It was like, it was pretty like heavily marketed as like a cool, sexy thing. Guys ended up fucking loving it because hey, it's two chicks. It's two hot chicks like boning each other. Well, not boning each other, they're fucking each other. Like that's hot. I mean, I'm not really too big a fan of like lesbian porn, but like a lot of guys are, and a lot of guys find it really hot when two girls are kissing each other. It's really weird in my opinion.
to Pornhub search data for 2014, the number one thing women searched for was lesbian porn. Proportionately, women look up lesbian porn more than men do.
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
How do you think it feels, you dumb bitch?
Do you ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
Do you? You're the one who's dressed like a lumberjack. To answer your question, no, not really. It comes naturally to me since
Are you making fun of what I say, dude?
I'm, a man. The fact that you're asking this question implies that you sometimes get tired of being feminine, so do you ever get tired of being feminine all the time? Is that why you're dressed like a lumberjack?
No, she's asking about the performative aspect of manhood. Which is really fucking tiring, which is why I don't try it. No, it's okay. If I say funny shit, like, please make fun of it, clip it, I love it. But this guy just doesn't understand, like, the performative nature. The performative nature of manhood. It gets tiring. It's fucking tiring, which is why I don't try. I don't fucking try to be manly. I just am. I'm the manliest man of all. I'm joking. Let's just... Jesus Christ. Dude, can you just go 2 seconds without judging a fucking woman? Based on what she's dressed.
Well, you have to pass a test first. Have you mastered the art of manspreading? Have you completed your 40 hours of rape training?
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
I'm not. You are. What I'm afraid of is gender inequality, which is what feminists are actually pushing for. You want examples? In 2005, Swedish politician and co-founder of feminist initiative Shaym proposed what the media called a man tax, which would have raised taxes for men in Sweden, basing it on the idea that all men should be held accountable for all man-on-woman violence. It should be noted that Shaym was convicted of tax evasion in 2004, a year before making this proposal. In 2010, women's group leaders in Israel have unanimously opposed changes to rape laws that would make it possible for women to be convicted of rape. They succeeded, and now women in Israel who commit sex acts on non-consenting adults or children who are not old enough to legally give informed consent.
Women's inequality is women's fault. I don't want to Google the articles because the article's existence doesn't actually fucking matter. It doesn't matter to me. Because the first anti-feminists were women. As facts behold, they were women. They were women who would make up shit about feminism to cause issues when it comes to feminists, like trying to push for social change and stuff. So no, this is a history. These women aren't feminists. women fighting for these women in Israel, I wouldn't consider these feminists. Because Jesus Christ, this isn't fucking feminism, dude. You actually talk about feminism.
Are not actually charged with rape, and are instead charged with lesser crimes. In 2013, Indian feminists successfully pressured the Indian government to rewrite rape laws in such a way that only men could be charged with rape. In 2014, Jessica Valenti published an article in The Guardian advocating paying men less than women. In 20...
Jessica Valenti is the worst woman ever. I remember when I was part of like the the MGTOW movement, I fucking hated Jessica Valenti. I didn't even know why. I knew I just hated her. I'm just this guy is it's just fucking tiring.
2015, York University planned to hold an International Men's Day meant to highlight issues affecting men and boys, such as the high suicide rate, shorter life expectancy, and struggles faced in getting an education. It was cancelled after feminist students, staff, and alumni protested and held a petition to ban it, which received almost 200 signatures. To add insult to injury,
not true feminists. Like, does he not understand there's like shitty people that exist in movements that aren't indicative of the movement?
Holly Baxter wrote a condescending article on independent.co.uk enlightening readers why we don't need an International Men's Day.
No, these people, these aren't like these they're not actually. It's fucking pop feminism. Fucking jeez. Pop feminism creates these issues where hey, it promotes hatred of men. Hatred of men. Let's go. Hate men. Fuck yeah. That's what pop feminism does. Women are great. Men suck. That's what it promotes. It promotes a very one-dimensional view of feminism, which causes a lot of issues. Like, for instance, women hating men. No, we don't need an International Men's Day. We generally don't. But we do need to talk about, we could use some more talk about men's issues. We do need to talk a little bit more about men's issues, which is a feminist, which is a thing feminists talk about. And stuff like that. But pop feminism, it's terrible. I hate it. I hate it. I'm not even feminist. I hate it because of the way what it teaches young women to believe is feminism, which is things like men suck, men are the worst, all this shit, all this like really one-dimensional idea about feminism and what feminism is, which is feminism is hating men. That's what pop feminism does. It's terrible. It's like Twitter. It gets in, it infects everything, and soon the whole neighborhood has gone to shit. That's what this stuff does. It's terrible. It's terrible, and I hate it. What we need is better education on issues, in the world. A lot of issues that we have in our current society can be solved by education and better education of the populace. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love this. I love it. It really is quite a fantastic video. You know what? I'm gonna give this video. I'm gonna like this video twice because I like it that much. And I'm gonna, actually, you know what? I'm gonna like this video 4 times to show how much I like it. And I'm gonna dislike this video 3 times to show that I like it a little bit more than I dislike it. Let's continue.
You can claim the definition of feminism as advocating gender equality all you want, but actions speak louder than words. And it's really hard to believe that the feminist movement is really a movement for equality when you dismiss anyone who brings up men's issues as misogynists. You say all men are
This article was written by a woman. She might be a feminist critiquing a novel that's promoting this idea. Not all. What are these fucking websites? Every single screenshot of like articles I've seen are from these websites I've never heard of.
Rapists. You try to ban men from certain places on college campuses. You actively fight against fathers' rights, undermine the presumption of innocence when it comes to rape accusations, and you deny statistics about male victims of domestic abuse, as well as protest and disrupt conferences about male suicide.
This is what men's rights look like! This is what men's rights look like! This is what men's rights look like!
All that said, why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In what world does
No, men's issues do exist. They do exist, but it is and it's something that feminism cares about. He really is Gish Gallop. He really is Gish Gallop, Andy. She's going on. None of that shit had anything to do with the fucking point.
77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
After I finished writing my answers to all these questions, I actually counted them and realized there are only 30.
You know what world 67 cents equals $1 in? The American to Canadian exchange rate. That's what. Oh yeah, brother. I know it's it's fucking annoying. Jesus Christ, I'm almost out of ginger ale. I hate this.
3 questions instead of 36. I just naturally assumed these 4 questions are actually one and answered them as such, but no. BuzzFeed actually considered this compound question as a bunch of separate questions in order to bolster their count for the deceptive clickbaiting title, like it wasn't bad enough that they're already not even really questioned.
Yeah, the gender pay gap does exist. It's complicated.
Anyway, this has been pointed out countless times by countless other people, but the wage gap is bullshit, and when I say it's bullshit, I don't mean that it doesn't exist. I mean it's bullshit because of the way it's presented. The observed wage gap is based on comparing the average income of men to the average income of women without considering any variables. Sometimes when the wage gap is brought up, they add women get paid less for the same jobs, but that's horseshit. Asking women why they get paid less than men is like asking why men are more likely to die in the workplace than women. It's because men and women tend to work different jobs. And just like some jobs are more dangerous than others, some jobs pay more than others, and since men tend to work higher paying jobs,
Fuck. So it's one of these 2 videos. By the way, go watch Knowing Better's videos. He just does good information. It's one of these 2 videos where he does go into the gender pay gap and explains it. I forget which one. He does do some he does explain some things and it's pretty good videos. Watch both. They're great. Watch them after my stream though. Don't watch them now.
such as those in STEM fields, men tend to make more money. And even when you are comparing men and women working the same jobs, there are things which factor into why men get paid more, such as the fact that men are more likely to work overtime, are more likely to ask for raises or promotions, are less likely to take time off, are more competitive, are more likely to take risks, prioritize earnings more than women, retire at a later age, and all these other things which studies have found. With all this taken into consideration, it's no wonder that men...
Most of those weren't studies, dude. I think I only saw one study in there. Most of those were just articles.
And get paid more. Men work more. And really, I hate to point out this obvious bit of common sense, but if companies could actually get away with paying women less, don't you think they would just hire nothing but women to save money? Do you honestly think that corporations are such boys' clubs that giving advantages to men is more important to them than their profits and shareholder interests? Don't be stupid. And no, the fact that there are so few women in STEM fields has nothing to do with discrimination. In fact, surveys have found that there is a 2-to-1 preference for female applicants in STEM fields over equally qualified men. So the reason that there are so few women in STEM fields is because few women are interested in pursuing careers in STEM fields. If you want more...
Wait, why do you think women are not going into STEM fields, dude? Well, yeah, usually they have some, but most of the time they don't. Anyways, now, does this guy guy not understand why women, why women aren't in STEM fields? It's because, well, growing up, they're not encouraged to go into STEM fields. They're usually discouraged from going into STEM fields. The fucking societal issue, my dude. Yeah, and it's because of the fucking way they're raised. It has everything to do with the way they're socialized. It's not. Yeah. No. I'm not kidding. If you're told if you're told the entire time when you're growing up that, that no, don't become an engineer. That's a job for a boy or some shit like that. Right, but you're gonna start seeing it as a job that that you're not that you shouldn't be into. It's a multifaceted issue. One of the issues is the way they're raised. Women aren't raised in being encouraged to go into STEM fields. They're usually encouraged to go into more social fields and stuff like that. Teaching. It's not conspiracy anti stuff. This is it's a proven it's proven. It's a provable fact. Um it is a provable fact. If we start to see less societal pressure when it comes to what jobs women and men are pressured into going into, we might, you know what, I'm gonna say we will see a difference, but it's not going to the same drastic difference we see now. Society, uh, yes, you can prove societal pressure and bias. What? Of course you can. Why wouldn't you be able to? Why wouldn't you be able to prove societal bias and pressure? And I'm not talking about societal bias, actually. I'm talking about societal pressure. Why wouldn't you be able to prove that? No, it's society as a whole is pressures men to go into STEM fields and other high paying jobs, and pressures women to go into teaching and other low paying uh jobs and such. The holy shit, the guy who made this comic cannot fucking draw a woman. Look at this girl's shoulders. Holy shit, look at them. She should be a fucking linebacker. So should she. And her. What the fuck? And her. What the fuck? Why do all these women have like the shoulders of like a fucking defense lineman? Well, for example, when you're growing up, right? Men are encouraged to take high paying, high risk jobs, as well as they're encouraged. Supreme Rifle's got it for me. Yeah, no, they are encouraged. Men are generally encouraged to take jobs that don't have to do with child rearing and stuff like that. They're usually encouraged to take. You know, here we go. What is something that a lot of boys have growing up? Something to do with, they usually have like a science set or something, or they're encouraged to build things. When I was encouraged to build things, I was a kid. Turns out I love science. I built like I think I built like wooden planes and stuff. Like getting your little boy a chemistry set and some shit like that. Yeah, has a lot to do with the toys that they're exposed to at young ages and stuff. That's one of the issues. But overall, throughout growing up, women are generally pushed towards child rearing. I mean, I mean, it's not. Unless you're saying your environment does nothing when it comes to shaping who you are. Do you not believe that your personality, that you are shaped by your environment? I'll continue the video while I'm waiting for an answer.
Women in STEM fields, then maybe you shouldn't have wasted your parents' money on a degree in gender studies. And if you wish to continue pushing this baseless contention that the patriarchy is keeping women out of STEM fields, then explain why the patriarchy isn't stopping women from dominating certain fields such as veterinary medicine, psychology, pharmacology. And biology. Furthermore, which is it, 77 cents to a dollar or 68 cents? I've also heard other feminists claim 72 cents. The fact that you can't keep your story straight kind of says something about it.
He literally did just prove our point.
I'm really struggling to understand why you thought including this discrepancy in your
I find
video
this
was a good
hilarious.
idea. Maybe you should have let a man proofread it. That was a joke. I know I have to explain it because feminists don't understand jokes, but it was a joke, alright?
Why
Jesus Christ.
are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
I'm not. But since we're making
Men are! It is a statistical fact that men are intimidated by women who are in higher positions of power than them, or they make more money and stuff. It is a fucking fact. It is a fucking fact. There's a look at it. Strong-willed women are seen as bitchy or bossy, whereas the opposite are seen as like oh, they're cool and they're awesome and men want to be like it. Tony's example, Tony Stark and Captain Marvel. Tony Stark, he's an asshole. He's a bit of an asshole and does stuff like that. But you know what? He's seen as a cool guy. What? Fake? What are you talking about, my dude? Whereas Captain Marvel, she was seen as like everyone saw her like, oh, she's a bitch. She's a bossy bitch. Don't listen to her. Fucking I hate this.
assumptions. Why are you intimidated by my deep, booming, commanding yet sultry baritone voice?
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Opinionated men aren't seen as bosses unless they actually are somebody's boss. Otherwise, they're just called assholes.
No, opinion men are. This guy is living in a clown world, my dude.
Disagree with you. In which case, they're kicked off your campus, banned from speaking.
Oh my god!
Stop mansplaining.
What
Maybe
the
that's why
fuck?
women like you are seen as bitches.
Why are you speaking up when you hear your male
this.
friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Because the jokes and the art meant to be taken seriously.
No, but if. No, but jokes like that can and do encourage and help cultivate harmful biases and opinions of women.
These people who are fucking offended by rape jokes don't even understand humor.
If that's not a good enough answer, then let me ask you this. Do you speak up when your female friends make jokes that are offensive to men? No? Why not? Oh, because it's empowering, right? Fuck off. So I thought you said you were probably funnier than me. You think of yourself as a funny woman, but you don't want people making jokes that don't cater to your own personal taste? Stop trying to police other people's speech, you empty-headed bimbo.
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
I just love how you boldly assert that I have privilege without backing up that assertion at all, and then proceed to talk down to me in this condescending tone like it's just so obvious it's such an unassailable argument. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person, but I guess being the same gender as Donald Trump does. To answer your question, it's because I don't have privilege. I really don't, but you do. I defy you to name one, just one, legal privilege that I have which you don't also have, because I can think of several you have which I don't have. Let me list 10. Women are almost always granted custody of children in a divorce by default unless the man can prove she is unfit to care for them. See Misrepresentation of Gender Bias Committee of Massachusetts
Just
Supreme Court by
Andy,
Mark B.
can you
Rosenthal.
stop?
This is despite the fact that children are twice as likely to be abused by their mother than they are by their father, according to page 49 of Child Maltreatment 2013, published by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Women have more social safety nets designed for them, which is why they only make up 24% of the homeless population. This is in spite of the fact that 42% of homeless men are employed versus only 27% of homeless women. This is according to page 2 of Who is Homeless, published by the National Coalition for the Homeless, July 2009, and page 1 of Single Males, the Homeless Majority, published by Healing Hands.
Something terribly wrong has gone there. Something terribly wrong has gone with the conversation. When you were saying you're more that a homeless person is more privileged than you. Something terribly wrong has gone.
In June 2001.
The world.
Women get more lenient sentences for equivalent crimes. See Estimating Gender Disparities in Federal Criminal Cases by Sonia B. Starr, 2012. A woman could get a male coworker fired from his job simply by accusing him of sexual harassment.
That's not true. It's not even true.
Even without proving it. It's so easy for a woman to get a man fired out of malice, and it happens so often that men are now starting to avoid women altogether in the workplace, refusing to mentor or help them. Kim Elcester talks about this in her book Sex in the Office, 2015. In California, a woman can declare a man to be the father of her child and sue him for child support, and it's up to the man to prove that he isn't the father by taking a DNA test, and he only gets 30 days to do so.
Wait, what? Oh, it's up to the man to get a DNA test done to prove that you're not the father? Yeah, dude! What the fuck? Yeah, you need to get a DNA test to prove that you're not the parent. What the fuck?
So, if he doesn't do it in that time, then a court can declare him responsible for the child, even if he proves he isn't the father later. A woman can sue a sperm donor for child support. A woman who gets pregnant with stolen sperm can sue the man she stole it from for child support. And before you argue that a man should keep his pants if he doesn't want to be a father, imagine if you heard a conservative Christian arguing against abortion by saying women should keep their legs together if they don't want to be mothers. I think you would lose your shit. A woman who gets pregnant by raping a man or an underage boy can sue him for child support. See Hermesman versus Sager.
This is, dude. This is like saying men can get away with murder because, this is like saying men can get away with murder, because OJ got away with murder. I don't have a bot. I don't have any bots yet. Sorry, this is my first political stream. We've been up for about 3 hours now. I'm gonna be ending it soon because I want to go get food. But this is a dumb fucking bring up court cases is really fucking dumb because court cases, not every court case is the same. They're gonna be different, but this is just bullshit.
A woman can get an abortion in complete disregard for the wishes of the father. She doesn't even have to tell him she's seeking an abortion.
Whoa, what? Yeah, of course a woman can get an abortion without the wishes of the father. The guy doesn't have to keep the fucking parasite in his womb.
A woman can also sue the father for child support if he wants nothing to do with the child. So basically, a woman can opt out of parenthood, but a man cannot. Domestic violence against women is actually taken seriously. Men are always presumed to be the aggressors in domestic violence.
Domestic abuse against men is also taken extremely seriously. It's taken very seriously. To the point where, hey, you know what? A lot of people... I have no idea what you're talking about. No. Domestic abuse shelters, in general, them being, like, only for women is a very rare case. Generally, domestic abuse shelters are for both men and women, who are victims of domestic abuse. So, shit like that. Domestic abuse against men is taken seriously, but I'm not sure this guy would know because he doesn't actually care about domestic abuse. So, I can tell he doesn't care about it because he doesn't take enough time to actually do proper research.
Cases, despite the fact that CDC statistics have found that more than 70% of non-reciprocated domestic violence is perpetuated by women. Even when a man is recognized as being a victim of abuse, he is almost always presumed to be at fault. People ask, what did he do to piss her off? So let me pose a question to you. Why are you so afraid of recognizing your privilege? It doesn't mean you are a bad person, just recognize it and do something about it.
I'm getting really fucking
Or
tired
don't.
of this
I
guy.
already know you won't.
Oh, it's over? Oh my god, it's fucking over. Holy shit. I'm never fucking doing this again. That was terrible. That was actively terrible. Yeah. It does go both ways. We'll watch one more video. And then I'm ending it. Okay, I'll watch the possum video.
I don't believe this shit. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. What the fuck? Come on. Poking you with a stick. I'm standing here jabbing a wild animal with a stick, and it's just... Come on, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, get the fuck out of here. You know what? My teeth are bigger than yours, buddy. The fucking door's right there. Just... Ugh.
Jesus Christ,
Fucking
clean up.
cats
Dude,
clawing the thing again.
you need to clean up your fucking house, my dude.
Hey, cut that shit out. Jesus Christ, what a fucking mess. What the hell? There comes a time in every man's life where he must match wits with vermin. Come on, it's like 4 in the morning. I don't want to do this shit. I want to take a shower and go to bed.
Do you know how you get rid of a possum in your house? You put on some fucking gloves, you put on some a long sleeve jacket, and you grab the fucking possum with your hands. And you throw it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy's being such a fucking bitch.
Get out. Get out. Get out of my house.
Just throw him out.
Why won't you get out of my house?
I'm gonna be honest though, that is like an adorable little possum.
I'm just gonna pry him off. That's all I'm gonna do. Jesus Christ. How the hell is its grip so strong? Okay, just get lower.
Dude, what are you
Lower,
doing?
Lower.
You're gonna like injure the fucking possum, dude.
Lower. Lower.
Just grab it with your fucking hands.
Lower. I'm about ready to just grab the fucking thing.
Yes!
And just shake it off.
Put on some gloves and grab the fucking possum, dude.
No. Down. Not up. Yes, get off the bed frame.
That's a bed frame?
Okay. We made some progress. Move this thing.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Now I just gotta coax him out the door. Gotta get him.
Dude, stop manhandling him. Jesus Christ, you fucking asshole.
Fuck. Fuck out of my house. Bullshit out of my way. We're making progress.
Order Andy.
Slowly inching your way toward the door. No.
Gee, dude,
no.
just pick it up.
Away from the
Put on some thick leather gloves, and pick up the fucking possum.
The option has been removed. All you gotta do is go out the fucking door, which is right there. Okay, alright, I got an idea. I think this window doesn't have a screen in it. So, if maybe I can, hold on a second. Alright. Okay, window's open. Out the window. Go on, go. Out the window. Out the window. He needs some kind of a bridge to get across because he doesn't want to. Go. Okay, let me get this thing out of the way here.
Why? Just pick it up with your hands, dude.
There. Now, go on, go across the pole. Get across the pole. I'll even hold it steady for you. Here. Get across the pole. You can't benefit my boot. It's a combat boot. It's made for that shit. Come on. Get across the pole. It's right there. Safety. That way. Go. You getting it? You getting it? Outside. Get outside. Alright.
How the fuck did you get that camera angle? Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Got there.
How is he getting this camera angle?
You know, I'm just gonna fucking push you out.
What the fuck?
You can take a fall like that. No, no. You know what? No, no. Shit. Damn it. Okay. Jesus Christ, get out. Get the fuck out. Jesus Christ. Alright. You know what? You can... Fuck. God damn it.
When did he set that up beforehand?
Bunch of shit. I guess that's my battle with the... the possum. There's a possum in the house. I had to get it out. Yeah, I was gonna shower. Now she's fucking in the bathroom showering.
What a fucking femoid, am I right? Those fucking femoids always using taking the fucking
508.
bathroom.
It took a fucking hour to get that possum out of the house.
It took an hour?
For her to get out of the shower.
It would have taken it would have taken 30 fucking seconds. Put on some gloves, put on a nice thick coat, grab the possum, toss him. Just grab the possum and toss him. Holy shit. As that's it. Any of the fucking stream. We ended it with the possum video. Hate this guy. This guy is such a fucking neckbeard. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. I love you. Tune in next time. I'll do other memes.